Chapter 989. When Wang Zhaodi heard them hitting her when she was down, she hurriedly walked over and said, "No, Sister Ding will definitely wake up. It's just a fall, she'll be fine." Yo, what a joke. Ding Meow Meow treated you so badly, and you still want to help her? I thought you hated Ding Meow Meow the most, someone said mockingly. We trained together. We have to be like a family and work together, Wang Zhaodi said timidly. Are you crazy? Who's your family? The four of them glared at Wang Zhaodi in disgust and left. Wang Zhaodi was left alone in the fitness room. However, she did not leave and continue to practice there. Because of the competition, Tang Bao also went at Song Hong and found out that something so serious had happened. He could not help but ask the fitness teacher, "What happened? Is she in critical condition? She fell from such a height. Breaking her leg is a small matter, but her head is seriously injured." The doctor said that they don't even know if she can wake up. The fitness teacher said, "I heard that she fell from the stairs. Why didn't she take the elevator?" Ding Meow Meow has a habit of never taking the elevator. She likes to exercise and always takes the stairs, but she's always been fine. I don't know what happened yesterday, but she fell. The fitness teacher said, "It's a pity. I thought quite highly of her." Her uncle is also the director of Song Hong, so you can imagine her future. But now, something like this happened. It's a pity indeed, Tang Bao agreed. Even if a normal person fell like this, they would be unlucky. What do you mean you don't know what happened? A staff member of Song Hong walked over. Yesterday, when Ding Meow Meow was going down the stairs, she stepped on a transparent bead and slipped and fell. When I went downstairs to check, I almost fell too. I was scared to death. Tang Bao frowned. Transparent beads? Why would there be transparent beads on the stairs? Maybe someone dropped them on the stairs. The fitness teacher said, "I think it's strange that there were 4 or 5 beads on the stairs. Who would bring such things to work? What's the use of them?" The staff member questioned curiously. Tang Bao asked, "Are there no surveillance cameras?" "There are no surveillance cameras there. We didn't find anyone suspicious either." Tang Bao did not want to get involved in the company's affairs. She went to the preparation room to see Wang Zhaodi. As soon as he entered, he heard voices that were different from usual. "Let me tell you, don't think that you can make a name for yourself just because you were recommended by iBao Studio. Why don't you take a look at your own status? Have you ever seen a celebrity from the countryside? Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, Sister Qin. I didn't do it on purpose." Wang Zhaodi apologized. What else do you know besides apologizing? Was he blind when he walked? I've heard that Tang Ge is a very capable person, but it seems that he doesn't have a good eye for people. Tang Bao pushed the door open and entered. The quarrel inside came to an abrupt end. With a polite smile on her face, she asked, "What's wrong?" Looking at Wang Zhaodi's pale face, she asked, "What's wrong with you?" "President Tang, I accidentally spilled some water on Big Sister Qin. It's all my fault. I wasn't careful." "Then, have you apologized to him?" Tang Bao asked deliberately. He apologized. "You can't be so careless in the future. What if someone else's clothes are very expensive? How are you going to pay for it? You haven't received your salary yet. Aren't you asking me to pay for it?" Tang Bao seemed to be blaming Wang Zhaodi on the surface, but he was actually saying it for Qin Yan. After saying that, he looked at Qin Yan with a smile. "How much is it? Why don't I pay for it? It's just a costume." "I see. You made such a big fuss. I thought the clothes were very expensive." Qin Yan's face turned red and white. She turned around and left. Wang Zhaodi immediately said, "President Tang, are you okay? I was careless just now. It's just water. You didn't do it on purpose. It's okay." Seeing her worried face, Tang Bao asked, "I'm going to see your results today. Are you confident?" "Yes." Wang Zhaodi nodded. When the competition started, Tang Bao watched the whole process. Her performance was average. When it was Qin Yan's turn, she looked very skilled. However, she seemed absent-minded and made a few mistakes. Even the smile on her face looked very fake. Could it be because of what happened in the simulation room just now? It seemed like she had a bad temper and didn't know how to control her emotions. In the end, it was Wang Zhaodi's demonstration. After a series of movements, there was nothing wrong with them. Her posture was perfect. She usually looked very careful, but at this moment, there was no trace of nervousness. Tang Bao thought that she had underestimated Wang Xiaodi. She had come today to cheer her on, but it seemed that she didn't need to. In the end, the results were out. Wang Xiaodi came in first. This was a little different from what Tang Bao had imagined. When Wang Xiaodi came to Songhong for training, she didn't have to come in first to sign her. She mainly judged people based on their character and endurance. In the end, Wang Xiaodi got her first place, which surprised her. After it ended, Wang Xiaodi was unusually happy. President Tang, I'm so happy. I didn't expect to come in first. I thought Qinyan would come in first. That's not necessarily true. As long as you work hard, there will always be rewards, Tang Bao said. Well, thank you for giving me this opportunity. So, President Tang, can I sign the contract now? Yes. Wait for me to get the contract out. You're still living in the flower shop, right? Yes, I'm living in the flower shop. The lady boss pitied me and let me sleep in the lounge upstairs. Since you want to sign the contract with me, you must tell the lady boss first. Don't worry, I've already told her in advance. She's very happy that you can make a name for yourself. Yes, the lady boss has always been a good person. Tang Bao turned around and looked at the scenery outside the car window. Suddenly, he thought of something and asked Wang Xiaodi, "Where do you live in Boiling City?" "The neighborhood on Wangwang Avenue." "I know. Are you familiar with Boiling City, President Tang?" "Not really, but it's Wangwang Avenue. Anyone who goes to Boiling City will know about it. Besides, I lived there for a while. If I met you in the past, I might have groomed you to become a big star." Wang Xiaodi smiled embarrassedly. "I'm not that lucky." "Who said you're not? You're lucky today." Wang Xiaodi smiled embarrassedly. When the car stopped by the roadside of the flower shop, Wang Xiaodi got out of the car and waved goodbye to Tang Bao. As the car drove to the studio, Tang Bao pondered for a while and then looked in front. Brother Driver. Chapter 990. Young madam, my surname is Tang. Just let me know if you need anything. Tang Bao thought to himself, I don't even know your surname. I just want to ask, do you tell the Hao Yin where I go every day? It's okay. You can tell me, but I won't tell him. If there's a problem, then there's a problem. If there's no problem, then there's no problem. Then do you think there's anything wrong with me today? Tang Bao asked. The driver thought for a moment and shook his head. Tang Bao leaned back. She had wanted to ask the driver to help her with this matter. But after thinking about it, she decided to find someone to do it herself. If she had asked the driver, Di Hao Yin would have found out before she even saw Di Hao Yin. Wang Xiaodi helped out at the flower shop while waiting for Tang Bao's notice. She waited for a few days, but did not receive any notice. However, she was also a patient person. She felt that Tang Bao would not lie to her. Moreover, she had won first place, so she was qualified to sign the contract. When Di Hao Yin and Tang Bao went to pick up their children from school, they did not see Di Junbai. They did not see Di bowling either. Tang Bao could not help but ask the two babies, Di bowling didn't come out? He was picked up by his father in the afternoon, Bao said. Tang Bao glanced at Di Hao Yin and then pulled the two guys to the car without saying anything. Di Hao Yin got into the car one step later and said to Tang Bao, I took him out to play. He won't be home for the next 2 days. Tang Bao knew that Di Hao Yin did not get into the car just now because he had made a phone call. Di Hao Yin would definitely ask someone to keep an eye on Di Junbai and Di Bowling's movements. He would control everything. Just the two of them. The whole family. The whole family included Li Yuhuai and Lan Wanru. Tang Bao did not say anything else. If Di Junbai brought Di Bowling out to have fun, they would not be able to snatch him away even if they wanted to. He definitely wouldn't be able to see Di Bowling during the 2 days off. The video could not be linked either. Tang Bao really did not want to think of things in such an extreme way. But now, she really could not guarantee that Di Junbai did not bring Di Bowling out on purpose. After dinner, the children played around the castle. However, he was very happy. He could hear their laughter and chatter from afar. Tang Bao leaned against the recliner and thought about Di Bowling and his work. Then his mind went blank. She seemed to be able to smell the sweet scent of roses mixed with the fresh scent of grass. She really liked this kind of relaxing feeling. He really didn't want to think about anything. At this moment, she wasn't wearing men's clothes. She was wearing comfortable home clothes, and the makeup on her face had been washed off, revealing her delicate and beautiful face. It was a far cry from his capable and experienced appearance during the day. It was no wonder that others could not see her true colors. The juice cup in her hand was taken away. Tang Bao opened her eyes in shock, thinking that the cup had fallen. When she saw that it was Di Hao Yin, she wanted to sit up. Don't move. Di Hao Yin pressed her shoulders down. What are you doing? Tang Bao was pressed down and could not get up. She simply laid down like she did at the beginning. Di Hao Yin's hands landed on her shoulders and exerted a little force. A sense of comfort instantly spread from her shoulders, making her body more relaxed. Ever since Di Hao Yin learned how to massage, she often enjoyed this kind of enjoyment. It was also a wonderful thing, letting the king of D City give her a massage, or something. Just thinking about it made her feel a sense of accomplishment. Are you comfortable? Di Hao Yin's low and hoarse voice fell, as if it landed on Tang Bao's face. Yes. Tang Bao opened her eyes and could see Di Hao Yin's chiseled and handsome face above her. His dark eyes were so vast, as if they were powerful enough to devour everything. Tang Bao kept looking at Di Hao Yin, and her face heated up. She could not help but close her eyes. She focused on enjoying his massage. Di Hao Yin massaged her while looking down at Tang Bao's face. A breeze blew past. Her short hair was not as long as her long hair, but when it touched her cheek, it was still so beautiful that he could not take his eyes off her. It was as if the current her and the former her had never changed. Di Hao Yin could not help but lean down, and his thin lips landed on her petal-like lips. Tang Bao was enjoying it when she was suddenly kissed. She was so shocked that she immediately opened her eyes. Di Hao Yin, don't move. Di Hao Yin said and continued to kiss her. You only know how to tell me not to move. The children will see. Even if the children could not see it, others would see it, right? Tang Bao always had a guilty conscience when it came to this. Di Hao Yin, on the other hand, was so domineering that he would gouge out anyone who dared to look at him. He did not let go of her shoulders, nor did he let go of her thin lips. Tang Bao had no other choice but to be kissed. She could only bear it. Imagining this kind of posture in her mind really made her blush and her heart beat faster. Bao and Xiao Bao, who were hiding in the grass, seemed to see such a scene and blushed shyly. Then Bao pulled Xiao Bao and ran away. He kissed her for a long time before letting go. Now, even if Tang Bao did not press her body down, she could not get up. Di Hao Yin had almost hollowed out the air in her lungs. Tang Bao looked up and gasped for breath. Her eyes were misty, as bright and rippling as crystals. Her small mouth was kissed until it was swollen. Tang Bao wanted to throw a tantrum after she woke up. However, Di Hao Yin's hands continued to massage her. Tang Bao would not let her guard down so easily. She turned her head to the side. Anyway, her eyes were open. Did Bao and Xiao Bao come over just now? Tang Bao looked not far away and asked. No, Di Hao Yin said calmly. Oh, Tang Bao thought she had heard wrongly, so she did not ask any more questions. You miss bowling? Di Hao Yin asked. He's my son. It's normal for me to miss him. With me around, he'll be fine. He'll come back to us. If it weren't for you, I'm afraid my mind would have been messed up long ago. Tang Bao was telling the truth. Di Hao Yin bent down slightly. Tang Bao thought he was going to kiss her again and looked at him with a stiff expression. However, Di Hao Yin's face stopped at a close distance above her. I'll always be here. Tang Bao did not know if it was because of his hot breath or because of his words, but her entire face, which was buried in the shadows, turned red and hot. Her heartbeat was irregular, just like when she was kissed just now. It was completely out of her control. Instead, it was under Di Hao Yin's control. The short sentence was like a promise. It fell on her face like a feather, but it shocked the deepest part of her heart. A sweet feeling spread in her body. However, she did not want Di Hao Yin to see through her. It was as if Di Hao Yin's sharp eyes could see through her even if she did not say anything. Therefore, she sat up, picked up the flower tea in front of her, and drank it to hide her abnormality. Chapter 991. Di Hao Yin sat down beside her. The chair beside the table was not a seat that was only big enough for one person. To be exact, it was indeed a seat for one person, but it was not big enough for one person. It was long and spacious. It represented the unique, luxurious, and domineering style of the castle. Therefore, Di Hao Yin sat down beside her. As soon as he sat down, Tang Bao forgot to squeeze in beside him. She could not help but say unhappily, "Can't you sit beside me? This is a seat for one person." That's the feeling I want. What feeling? Tang Bao only felt that Di Hao Yin would not say anything nice, but since he had already said it, she could not help but be a little wary and looked at him. "I can touch you anytime." Tang Bao's eyes twitched. She knew it. "Bao, are you unwilling?" Di Hao Yin said as his long arm hooked around her waist. Tang Bao's body stiffened. She felt that the part of her body that was touched was burning and trembling. When did I say I'm unwilling?" Tang Bao's movement of holding the teacup was particularly uncomfortable. She did not dare to say that she was unwilling. That hand was moving gently, as if it was caressing her unconsciously. In fact, the feeling of holding a knife to her waist was similar. As long as she said that she was unwilling, Di Hao Yin would definitely do something. She definitely could not afford to offend this king of Imperial City's methods and boldness. "That Bao's expression doesn't seem to mean that you're willing." Di Hao Yin's voice was calm, but one could imagine the danger in it. It was even more terrifying. Tang Bao did not want to be tortured to death at night. She suppressed the nervousness in her heart, brewed her emotions, turned around, and faced him with a smile. "What? Look, aren't I smiling quite happily?" Before she could finish speaking, a shadow came over quickly and taught her a lesson. Her reflexes were not comparable to his. His thin lips landed on hers. It was not as intense as when he kissed her. He just landed on her lips lightly. She was caught off guard, as if a leaf had fallen from a tree and landed right on her lips. However, this leaf was warm, soft, and had a domineering aura. It drilled into her lungs and wrapped around her whole body. At that moment, Tang Bao felt as if his heart had stopped. She had even forgotten to reject him. Her two big, clear eyes were staring blankly at him. Only the trembling of her watery eyes showed the great waves in her heart. Di Hao Yin's lips parted slightly. "Since you're so happy, why don't you go back to the room with your husband?" Tang Bao came back to his senses and took a big step back before he said, "I don't want to go back to my room yet. It's still early. Let's sit for a while more." Di Hao Yin did not force her. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly as he leaned lazily against the back of the chair. His long and narrow eyes narrowed slightly as he looked into the distance. Tang Bao heaved a sigh of relief when he saw that she had stopped. She felt that she was really too much. It was not the first day she had known Di Hao Yin. The two of them had acted intimately countless times, or rather, countless times. But now, whenever Di Hao Yin was near her, her heart would still pound. This did not make sense. She felt that it was probably because Di Hao Yin's aura was too strong. Wang Zhaodi was a little distracted as she worked in the florist shop. She would often break the flowers. Seeing this, the lady boss asked, "Wang Zhaodi, what's wrong? Be careful. These are all ordered by the customer." "Oh, I'm sorry, lady boss." Something on your mind?" "No, it's okay. I'm fine. Do you want these flowers to be delivered?" "I'll deliver them then." "Are you sure? If there's a problem, I can deliver them." It's okay. I'll go." Wang Zhaodi carried the flowers and went to deliver them. The delivery address was the opposite of Bao's studio. But after taking the flowers out of the shop, she headed towards the studio. She was absent-minded because it had been so many days. Why hadn't Tango asked her to sign the contract yet? She heard that it didn't take long to sign a contract. As long as it was confirmed, it would be signed immediately. What was the reason for her being here? Was Tango very busy and couldn't take care of her? She wanted to go over and take a look. Just as she was about to reach the studio, she saw Tang Bao's car driving out of the underground parking lot. Wang Zhaodi was stunned. He went out. Then should she still go to the studio? She should go. She should go and see what was going on. Even if there were any rumors, she could find out from others. Of course, it would be best if there were no rumors. Tang Bao was making a phone call in the car. I'm going out to eat with Malay, not with anyone else. You like to act first and report later. When should I teach you a lesson? Di Hao Ian's extremely unhappy voice came through. Tang Bao could imagine how bad Di Hao Ian's expression was at this moment. She had deliberately left the studio early to avoid Di Hao Ian. She did not expect to be caught red-handed by him. I finished eating and came back. Besides, we met for dinner and tea, and we're still together at night. Don't you feel tired? What do you mean? Do you dislike me? Di Hao Ian's voice suddenly sank. Tang Bao's heart seemed to be pulled down with it. Damn, she said the wrong thing. No, I mean, I'm afraid that you won't be interested in me, so I want to keep a distance. Then you'll like me even more. That's not necessary. Di Hao Ian's voice was still so dangerous. Why is it not necessary? What's everyone else saying? You're comparing me to others? That was not the problem, was it? Even if I see you every day, I still feel that it's not enough. You're just finding excuses for me. There was only one word in Tang Bao's mind. Danger. No. Since I don't need to worry about this, I won't say it next time. Tang Bao thought that what she said must have been heard clearly by the driver in front. As the wife of the king of D City, she was really something. In the eyes of outsiders, she was considered a powerful person, but at home, she was tightly controlled. After she finished speaking, Tang Bao did not hear Di Hao Ian say anything. However, the fact that he did not hang up the phone meant that Di Hao Ian was very angry at this moment. She did not dare to provoke him. Hence, she called out to him carefully, Di Hao Ian. Then the phone was hung up. Oh no, the king of D City was angry again. If this was a landline, she would definitely have heard the sound of the phone being slammed. This showed how scary Di Hao Ian was at this moment. Hence, she could not go back now. When she went back after dinner, his anger should have subsided. Tang Bao went to the company first. As it was not time for dinner yet, she could still go and see Yu Lianlian. Her previous office was also occupied by Yu Lianlian. Hence, she could just go there directly. When she pushed the door open and entered, she saw two people talking about some project proposal. Yo, you're quite busy? Tang Bao asked. Chapter 992. I'm here to have lunch with you guys, Tang Bao said. Then she looked at Wan Malay, who was standing silently at the side. Why are you reacting like that? I have a feeling that you're not so kind as to come and have lunch with me. Wan Malay looked at her warily. They had been friends for so many years. Before Tang Bao took off her pants, she already knew what she was going to do. His words were crude, but his reasoning was not crude. I'm really here to have lunch. I'm done with work. I happened to pass by, so I called you guys over, Tang Bao said without changing her expression. Her expression was as if she was very calm about it. Wan Malay frowned and looked at her. Yu Lianlian smiled. Sure, there's a free meal. Why wouldn't I eat it? Just as she finished speaking, Yu Lianlian's cell phone rang. She took a look and answered the call. Darling, did you miss me? Tang Bao and Wan Malay looked at Yu Lianlian expressionlessly as she talked on the phone. They didn't seem to be able to say such an opening. If Tang Bao said it one day, it would be because she had no choice. All right then, I'll be right there. Yu Lianlian hung up. Tang Bao was stunned. What's up? I have no choice. Zhou Jisen asked me to have lunch with him. I have to go, Yu Lianlian said. Huh? Vice President Yu, didn't you just say that you'd come with us? Aren't you forgetting your friends over your lust? Wan Malay couldn't believe it. Is it strange that I'm forgetting my friends over my lust? It's really strange. Yu Lianlian rolled her eyes at them. You should know how to coax a man. Do you understand? If you don't, you should learn from me. I won't charge you any tuition fees. With that, she took her limited edition bag and walked away in her high heels. She didn't feel embarrassed at all. She had fully displayed her forgetting her friends over her lust trait. Tang Bao could only say, then let's go together. When she forgets her friends over her lust, we'll call her for lunch. Wan Malay immediately said, then you won't be able to call her over for the rest of your life. Just nice. I can save money for a meal. Yes, that's exactly what you want. Wan Malay thought of something and asked, can I not eat it? I think it's more interesting to eat in the company cafeteria. Tang Bao looked at her. Then you're asking me to eat alone? You can eat with the young master. Why do you have to drag me along? Wang Malay was puzzled. Because I'm not the kind of person who forgets friendship over lust. Tang Bao said very reasonably. Wang Malay was speechless. Wang Zhaodi carried the flowers to the studio. When Xiao Ding saw her, he wondered why she was carrying flowers to the studio. He couldn't help but ask with a smile. Who are you giving the flowers to? It was still a rose. Did President Tang order it for you? Oh no, I was delivering flowers and happened to pass by here, so I came to take a look. Is President Tang here? Wang Zhaodi asked deliberately. You came a bad time. President Tang just went out. If you need anything, just call her, okay? Do you have her phone number? Yes, but I didn't expect President Tang to not be here, so I didn't call. But there's no need to call. President Tang must have something to do. I'll wait for her to come back, Wang Zhaodi said considerately. She seemed to have thought of something. Oh, right. Did President Tang say when she would let me sign the contract? Contract? President Tang didn't ask me to do any contract. Xiao Ding thought for a while and said strangely. Is the contract for the studio all done by Sister Ding? Yes, it's all done by me. But I think President Tang must have delayed it. Don't worry. I'll ask her when she comes back. Wang Zhaodi couldn't help but be slightly distracted. Zhaodi? Xiao Ding saw that she was distracted and called out to her. Okay, thank you. Wang Zhaodi came back to her senses. Then she said, then I'll go deliver the flowers. Wang Zhaodi left the studio, her heart in a mess. It had been so many days since she finished the training class. She couldn't even get a contract, and it was all done by Xiao Ding. Was it so difficult to just instruct her? Wang Zhaodi felt that she couldn't be at ease unless she was sure. Thus, she had been feeling uneasy for the past few days. It was as if she could lose something that was in her hands at any time. What was the meaning of a long night fraught with problems? This was it. No, she couldn't just rely on Ibao's studio. Although she didn't know why Tang suddenly put her matters aside, it was still necessary to find a way out for herself. Thus, after delivering the flowers, she went elsewhere to buy flowers and fruits and sent them to the hospital. The two of them sat down in the restaurant's private room. Tang Bao looked up and saw Wang Malay's guarded expression. He couldn't help but say, Why do you have such an expression? Am I going to eat you up? Something like that. You're definitely not here to eat. Seriously, you guessed it so easily. How boring. Wang Malay was trying his best to be thick-skinned. You heard it over the phone. I'm just unlucky. How can you be unlucky? Isn't it such a good thing? It means that you two are very harmonious. I really couldn't tell that you had such a hobby, Tang Bao. You didn't even hang up the phone. If Ju hadn't reminded me, I don't know how much more you would have heard. Of course I would have listened to every word. We're friends. Don't be so polite. Tang Bao laughed. Wang Malay deeply understood what it meant to be careless in making friends. Too careless. I want to turn my grief into appetite. Wang Malay pulled the menu over. Tang Bao started to order as well. However, before the two of them could order a dish, the door opened. The two of them looked up at the same time. Ju appeared in front of them again. Wang Malay. Tang Bao. Ju's face was as cold as usual. He sat down in his seat, as if he didn't understand why the two of them were looking at him. Not ordering? You didn't say you were coming over for dinner? It was the first time they had met since the last time they got lost. She was really a little embarrassed. Especially since Tang Bao was still here, she felt that she should take a napkin to cover her face. Ju, we'll be embarrassed if you're here. Why don't you go somewhere else to eat? It's my treat. I'll open a private room for you next door. What do you think? Tang Bao asked with a smile. He was already cursing Di Haotian in his heart. If it wasn't for him, she would write her name upside down. If you're embarrassed, you can go back and eat. I think the young emperor will welcome you. Moreover, the young emperor definitely hasn't eaten yet. You can eat with him, Ju said without changing his expression. He wasn't fazed by the free lunch. Tang Bao was about to gnash his teeth. She still had a lot of questions to ask Wang Malay. She wanted to ask how great Ju was and how funny Wang Malay was. And such an opportunity was ruined just like that. She was really angry. How could Tang Bao not know? The moment she saw Hiju appear, she knew that she couldn't eat this meal. Chapter 993. Before she left, she did not forget to glare at Hiju. However, Hiju pretended that he did not see it. Tang Bao got into the car and slammed the door with a bang. The chauffeur's face stiffened, and he carefully glanced at the person in the back seat. Hiju had told him when he arrived that he would send her back to tea. No wonder she was so angry. She must have not warmed up from the stool yet. They went up the elevator and entered the office. Di Hao Yin was sitting on the sofa, playing with his phone. He was not looking at anything, but his slender fingers were casually swiping across the screen. It was as if he was not paying attention, but also as if he was killing time. Even so, his actions did not diminish the powerful presence of his aura. When Tang Bao saw Di Hao Yin, he did not dare to vent his anger. After all, she was the one who ran out first. If she questioned him, Di Hao Yin would definitely have something to say to her. Even if Di Hao Yin was unreasonable, his dominance had already overwhelmed everything. Therefore, Tang Bao had to work hard to calm down. There was no other way. She could not win against him. Have you eaten? Tang Bao walked over and sat down on the sofa on the other side. From the moment she entered, Di Hao Yin did not look up. It was as if he did not know that someone had entered. However, if Tang Bao really thought that, he would be too stupid. When he heard Tang Bao's voice, he looked up. His gaze was deep and sharp. It was as if his gaze was going to drill into Tang Bao's body. Have you eaten? What if I say that I have eaten? Tang Bao asked tentatively. Then I can only eat you. You make it sound as if you will let me go if I don't eat, Tang Bao mumbled vaguely. Di Hao Yin naturally heard it, but he did not refute because it was the truth. Whether she had eaten or not, he would still eat. Tang Bao had hoped that Di Hao Yin would refute him, but the greater the hope, the greater the disappointment. Hiju was called by me. Is he unhappy? Why would I be unhappy? In order to express his happiness, Tang Bao even smiled. In Di Hao Yin's eyes, that fake smile was quite pleasant, and his mood couldn't help but improve. Let's go. Your husband will take you to dinner. Di Hao Yin stepped forward and held Tang Bao's hand. Are you going to leave me out like this? Tang Bao was horrified. Is there a problem? Di Hao Yin looked at her dangerously. Problem? This was a big problem. I'm a man now. Aren't you being too arrogant? I've always been like this. Then Di Hao Yin led Tang Bao hand in hand to a private restaurant. Although there were many people along the way, there were still people passing by. When they saw them, they immediately lowered their heads. However, Tang Bao wanted to lower his head even more. He was too ashamed to face anyone. In other people's eyes, the leader of T was definitely only interested in people of the same sex. He wasn't afraid that his reputation would be ruined. Tang Bao, on the other hand, was worried about him for nothing. The table in the restaurant was already filled with food. If this wasn't premeditated, then what was? The hospital Wang Xiaodi went to was the hospital where Ding Miao Miao was. Ding Miao Miao had not woken up yet. The fracture in her leg was a small matter and could be recovered. However, her head was badly injured, and she might become a vegetable in the future. Wang Xiaodi stood outside the ward and paced back and forth, holding flowers in one hand and a fruit basket in the other. It was obvious that she was here to visit a patient. However, she wasn't very close to Ding Miao Miao, and it could even be said that Ding Miao Miao didn't like her. However, she felt that it didn't matter if Ding Miao Miao didn't like her, as long as she was willing to get close to her. Sometimes there were things in life that didn't go your way, and it would be fine as long as you endured it. The door of the ward was open from the inside. The middle-aged man was stunned when he saw the hesitant girl standing outside. Who are you? Are you here to visit Miao Miao? Yes, I train with Miao Miao. I know something happened to her, so I'm here to visit her today. It's fine if I don't go in, but these are my gifts. Wang Xiaodi lifted the flowers and fruit basket in her hands. The middle-aged man who came out of the ward was none other than the director under Cang Hong, Wang Zhu. He sized Wang Xiaodi up. Do you know who I am? Wang Xiaodi was stunned and shook her head. I don't know. You should be Miao Miao's family, right? Wang Zhu didn't answer her and only said, We're all trainees, but you're the only one here to visit her. Come in. Thank you. After Wang Zhaodi went in, she saw Ding Miao Miao lying unconscious on the bed. There was an oxygen tube in her nose, and her head was wrapped in thick gauze. It was a sad sight. After all, it was a pity that such a young girl's dream was broken because of a fall. After Wang Zhaodi put down the things in her hands, she looked at Ding Miao Miao on the bed and asked, "When will she wake up?" The doctor said it's hard to say. It depends on fate. Wang Zhu sighed. "Don't worry, she'll wake up." "How can you be so sure?" Wang Zhu looked at her determined gaze strangely. "Because I had a relative who was in a car accident before. He didn't wear a helmet and injured his head. The doctor said that the possibility of him waking up was low, but he still woke up in the end. Actually, I think that Miao Miao is a strong girl. She definitely won't let herself lie down like this." Wang Zhu was comforted by her words and nodded. He couldn't help but look at Wang Zhaodi a few more times. "How was your training? Which place did you get?" "First place, and I was sent there by Ibao Studio. Ibao Studio has such a person. So it's you. Ibao Studio has good taste." Wang Zhu knew about Tang Ge. He heard that he had T as his backer. At first, he thought that this girl must have had an ulterior motive for getting close to him. But now, it seemed that T's backer wasn't as stable as his. So, he didn't have any more suspicions. When Wang Zhaodi left the ward, she had a relaxed smile on her face. This was another path that she had chosen for herself, and it wouldn't clash with Ibao Studio. She had only come to visit Ding Miao Miao because of their friendship from training together. What was wrong with that? But she didn't expect that her good friends didn't come to visit Ding Miao Miao. It was obvious that they weren't sincere. Tang Bao went to the studio the next day. Little Ding followed him to the office and asked, "President Tang, are we going to settle Wang Zhaodi's contract? Did you forget? Wang Zhaodi came over yesterday afternoon and asked about the contract." Tang Bao, who was walking to the door of the office, paused and turned around. "Wang Zhaodi came over." "Yeah, that's why I asked if you forgot about her contract." Although the possibility of this happening was small, as an assistant, it was necessary to ask more. Chapter 994. Let's talk about this later. I'll let you do it when I've thought it through. Shouting was puzzled. What was there to think about? Wasn't it just a contract? Wasn't Mr. Tang already planning to package Wang Zhaodi? Was there something she didn't know? Although she was puzzled, as an assistant, Xiao Ding had to listen to her superior's orders, so she agreed. No matter what Mr. Tang said, she would support him. Tang Bao returned to his office and put his briefcase aside. Of course, she had her reasons for dragging it out. If she was being too sensitive, then forget it, but if she wasn't, her phone rang at the right time. She looked at the caller ID and answered. Wang Zhaodi was still working in the flower shop. When she received Tang Bao's call, she was overjoyed, especially when she was told to go to the studio. Her heart almost flew out of her chest. As long as she signed the contract, her dream would take a big step forward. It seemed that she still had to take the initiative. Her decision to go to the studio was the right one. Tang Ge must have been too busy and forgotten. Didn't he remember now? Wang Zhaodi greeted the lady boss and went to the studio. After she arrived, Xiaoding told her to go directly to the office. Tang Bao's office was always open. Wang Zhaodi walked in and called out, "Mr. Tang, I'm here." Tang Bao raised his head and looked at Wang Zhaodi as if he wanted to see something from her facial features. Actually, she was a very easy girl to change. When she showed her figure that day, he could see that she had changed a lot. Although it wasn't a big deal if she could change, it meant that she could be changed. However, at this moment, Tang Bao looked at her coldly. "Mr. Tang, is there a problem?" Wang Zhaodi asked nervously. Tang Bao's scrutiny made her a little nervous. "Nothing. Have a seat." Tang Bao looked away. Wang Zhaodi sat down on the sofa obediently. After she sat down, Tang Bao began to say, "I remember telling you before that you have to tell me the truth about your past, right?" Wang Zhaodi didn't quite understand, but she nodded. "Yes, I told you everything." "Did he really tell you everything?" Wang Zhaodi. "No, I should call you Qin Zhaodi, right?" Tang Bao looked at her coldly. Wang Zhaodi, who was sitting, straightened her body. "You're very brave to change your surname. Why didn't you change your name too? But I think that even if you changed your name, I'll know who you are. Since he knew who she was, Wang Zhaoti's name, Chun Zhaotit. But I'm curious, how did you know? Do you checks? Tang bows to do. It's true that I didn't suspect you at first. I just felt that this person's background was actually the same as mine. My previous family was the same. My father married my stepmother, and my stepmother raised her daughter. After that, I didn't want to go home. This was a similarity, but it could also be said that there were many families like this in the world, and it was just a coincidence that I met them. After that, Ding Meow Meow got into trouble. You can't say that you did it. It's just that I often buy flowers from a florist, so I know that the lady boss has a transparent glass ball in her bathtub. The glass ball that Ding Meow Meow stepped on looked like that too. Of course, it can also be said that glass balls like this are everywhere, so it's not surprising. Then there's the conflict between you and Qin Yin in the changing room, which led to Qin Yin's emotional instability, and she failed the physical fitness test. If you think about it separately, there's nothing wrong with it. If you add all of them together, it's enough to make me suspicious. It's best that you don't have a problem. If you do, I'm sorry, but I don't want a scheming person like you. I didn't do any of that, Chun Zhaoti denied. Tang Bao didn't beat around the bush. That's not important anymore. I only want to know, what's your motive for getting close to me? My daughter? Although I'm her sister, I don't think that way. My idea is very simple. I want to be a big star, earn a lot of money, and give my family a better life. Chun Zhaoti wasn't just anyone. She was Pan Yuehua's oldest daughter, Xiao Bao's biological sister. Do you think I'll believe you? You must have put in a lot of effort to get close to me just to become a big star. Of course, you city people don't understand the pain of us poor people. We have no house, no car, no money, no education, no future, and still have to be oppressed by our families. What's the difference between living like this and a dead dog? I just want to be a big star. I don't have any other requests. Can't I do that? Yes, I deliberately got close to you, but my request is that simple. No matter what, you should help me for my sister's sake. Help you? I feel that you don't need my help. I don't have any evidence about what I said just now about Ding Meow Meow, but I think that you're capable enough to get first place. Why don't you think of a way to become a big star? Tang Bao hated people who were full of scheming. In the entertainment industry, even if a person with bad intentions became famous, they would be exposed after a period of time. Not to mention, this person was Xiao Bao's sister. She couldn't wait for this girl to stay far away from her. She was thinking too much by using Xiao Bao. Chun Zhaoti saw that Tang Bao wasn't moved by force or persuasion, so she couldn't help but become self-righteous. Yes, I did Ding Meow Meow's matter. Qin Yin is a person who can't control her temper. I deliberately quarreled with her to anger her. This way, I can stand out and be seen by more people. But it's all your fault that I became like this. Tang Bao only found her words funny. Chun Zhaoti, you can't find a fool like this. What does your nature have to do with others? I still advise you to stop before the cliff. Don't treat others as fools. One day, they will see through you. Don't make it sound so nice. I'm not talking nonsense. Go and ask Di Hao Yin if he killed my father. If he didn't kill my father, would I have to bear the burden of a family? So many people in my family need money to live. Do you think I want to live like this? Tang Bao was slightly stunned. Then, he said coldly, shut your mouth. If you continue to talk nonsense like this, I'll make you regret what you said. Chun Zhaoti knew that her words had angered Tang Bao. She immediately started to cry. Mr. Tang, I'm telling the truth. If you don't believe me, you can go back and ask him. I will never wrong anyone, and my father is really dead. Or do you want me to take you back to my house to take a look? His grave is on my mountain. Chapter 995. Nope. My father gambled away all his money. He didn't have any money, so he came to D City to ask for money. I think he must have asked Di Hao Yin for money and then got killed, Chun Zhaoti guessed. Tang Bao didn't say anything. There was no change in his expression, but she couldn't take it anymore, because she knew too well what Di Hao Yin was capable of. But she had also told Di Hao Yin not to touch Xiao Bao's relatives. Why did he do it? Didn't he care about Xiao Bao? As long as you help me become a big star, I will never come to you, and I won't mention my sister to anyone. I'll pretend that I don't have that sister. Okay. Chen Zhaodi begged. But Tang Bao didn't want to be soft-hearted. She couldn't be soft-hearted to outsiders. She was more willing to do what she had to do. She took out a piece of paper and put a pen on it. Write down your bank account number. I'll give you 2 million. I won't help you if you become a star. Then take this money and leave D City. Don't let me see you again. Even if he didn't want to admit Xiao Bao's existence, Tang Bao didn't want Chen Zhaodi to appear under his nose all the time. Moreover, from the way Chen Zhaodi did things, he could tell that she wasn't a good person. How vicious was she? Would she help such a person? It wasn't her style. You're not willing to help me? Chen Zhaodi seemed to be in disbelief. Tang Bao didn't agree with her shock. 2 million is enough for you to spend. 2 million? Are you trying to dismiss a beggar? Tang Bao was speechless. Do you know how many people are in my family? Me, my mother, and my 5 sisters. They all want to go to university, buy houses and cars, and get married. Is 2 million enough? But I don't want you to pity me with this 2 million. I just want to be a big star. I want to make money on my own. It seemed that Chen Zhaodi's ambition was not small. The entertainment industry is not as simple as you think. Once you have something that is in the hands of others, you will never be able to turn over a new leaf. For the sake of Xiao Bao, Tang Bao reminded her, you don't have to worry about that. I like being a big star. Whether I'm good or not, I'm willing to do it. Moreover, I can protect myself. I will definitely be the one standing at the top. Tang Bao never knew that a girl from the countryside who had not seen the world could have such ambition. She really had a whole new level of respect for her. But was he sure that this wasn't conceit? Even Tang Bao couldn't guarantee that the artists under him would be able to do well. He just wanted to do everything well. Chen Zhaodi's expression turned pitiful. Mr. Tang, can't you help me out for Xiao Bao's sake? Impossible. Tang Bao did not give her any chance. Chen Zhaodi did not expect him to be so heartless. Seeing that there was no hope, she said, okay, give me 2 million and I'll leave. Leave the city and never appear again. Chen Zhaodi's eyes flashed, and she said, yes, leave the city. Okay then, I'll get Xiao Ding to draft the contract. You can leave after you sign the contract and take the money, Tang Bao said as he went to make a call. Why do I have to sign a contract? Tang Bao, who was holding the phone, looked at her and said, are you saying that you took the 2 million for nothing? How do I know if you're a person who means what you say? Chen Zhaodi threw the pen in her hand away. Who cares about your 2 million? I'll earn more 2 million in the future. With that, she turned and left angrily. Wasn't Chen Zhaodi trying to swindle 2 million from Tang Bao? How could Tang Bao not see through her? That was why she said that she had to sign a contract. She had found out. This girl was selfish and vicious. Moreover, it seemed like she was determined to stay in the entertainment industry. He didn't know what she would do or who she would find. However, she actually didn't know that Di Haotian had killed Pan Yuehua's husband. When she looked at the bottom of the computer screen, it was only 10 o'clock. There was still more than an hour before dinner. However, Tang Bao couldn't wait any longer. She got up and went to tea. She went straight to the office of the highest authority. As soon as she walked over, she saw Hiju. Hiju nodded slightly at her as a greeting. The young master is in a meeting. Are you waiting for him in the office? Or do you want me to inform him now? Hiju knew that even if he went in to inform him now, the young master wouldn't have the awareness that his meeting would be disturbed. He would definitely stand up and leave the meeting room immediately. As for the meeting, he would leave it to the people below. No need. I'll wait for him in the office. There's no hurry, Tang Bao said and went into the office. The roses on the table were still bright and glistening. The bright red petals were still dripping with water, like small water droplets. It was very beautiful. Di Haotian must have watered the roses in the morning. Tang Bao looked at the chair behind the desk. She felt that it was like a dragon's seat. No one dared to sit on it. Tang Bao was a little curious about how it felt to sit on it. She turned around and sat down on the chair. As she sat, her hands were still touching everything. It felt pretty good to sit on the seat of the highest authority. It was as if her value had been raised. How do you feel? A deep and sexy voice reverberated as the tall figure walked in. Tang Bao's body stiffened. Pretty good. Is the meeting over? The meeting ended as soon as she arrived. It couldn't be such a coincidence, right? Let them go. I have to do everything myself. What do I need them to do? T doesn't keep idle people. Tang Bao knew that Ju must have gone to tell him that she was here. He had already told him not to call him, but he still insisted on going. Was he just an idle person? Was there anyone in T who had more free time than Di Haoyan? Tang Bao saw Di Haoyan walking towards her seat. She instinctively thought that it would be better for her to stand up and sit down. Therefore, she pretended to be calm and stood up. However, before she could move her feet, she was quickly pressed down by the shadow in front of her eyes. Hey, why can't I teach you? Call me hubby. Di Haoyan looked down at her. His strong and muscular body covered her from top to bottom. It made her figure look very slender. Is this the time to fuss about this? What do you think I should fuss about? You're pressing on me. Isn't it normal for me to press on you? If you're not happy, I can also be pressed down by you. Di Haoyan narrowed his beast-like eyes and said wickedly. Tang Bao knew what he was thinking just by looking at his eyes. She would not tell him this. She would be the one at a disadvantage, because the more she talked about it, the more she would be angry. After all, there was still an hour before dinner. It was entirely possible that Di Haoyan would come once. She knew him too well. There were many precedents that could serve as a warning. Don't be like this. I'm here for something. Tang Bao frowned. Chapter 996. Tang Bao sat up straight in his chair. What's going on with Pan Yuehua's husband? Did you kill him? Yes. Tang Bao did not expect it to be true. There was still a big difference between his judgment and Di Haoyan's own admission. Why did you do that? Tang Bao stood up angrily. Didn't I tell you that those people were Xiao Bao's blood relatives and that you shouldn't do that? I couldn't do it, but you promised me that you would. When Xiao Bao grows up, if she knows that you killed, what will she think? Even if she doesn't think much of it, what will others think of her? How do you know? Di Haoyan's dark eyes were filled with hostility. As long as you did it, I would know. It was only a matter of time. I just think that you shouldn't have done it. Tang Bao did not know what to say. Di Haoyan pulled her over and held her against his chest. His voice was cold. He deserved to die, but at least even if it happened again, he would still die without a doubt. Tang Bao felt that something was wrong and asked, did he do something? If he wanted money, you could have just sent him away. Is my money so easy to take? My money is for you to spend, not others. Tang Bao knew that he was doing it for her own good, but her heart was still in a mess. If it was someone else, she would not have said anything. Di Haoyan was really ruthless. He killed him just like that. However, she felt that things were not that simple. During dinner, Tang Bao said that she had left her phone in the office and wanted to go and get it. Without waiting for Di Haoyan to say anything, she left the dining room. Ju, young madam, a voice came from behind. Tang Bao was obviously used to Ju's ability to appear and disappear unpredictably. Why did Di Haoyan kill Pan Yuehua's husband? Whatever the young master tells you to do, I want to hear it from you. If you don't tell me, I'll look into it. You won't be able to find out. Then how do you think I know about this? Ju thought for a while and said, Chun Fugue spoke rudely to you, so the young master took action. Speak rudely? What did she say about me? Speaking rudely is one thing. Another thing is that Chun Fugue said he was going to look for you. Tang Bao felt that Chun Fugue must have said something unpleasant, so he did not ask what he had said. As for looking for her, Di Haoyan would definitely be angered. Also, Chun Fugue went to school to look for Xiao Bao. What? Tang Bao was stunned. You talk too much. Di Haoyan walked out of the restaurant. Tang Bao did not expect her to appear, so he said, I forced him to say it. Who told you to hide it from me? For the sake of money, do you think I'm so easy to fool? She glared at him and turned to enter the restaurant. She did not want T's people to spread rumors that she had quarreled with the leader of T. After entering the restaurant, Di Haoyan pulled Tang Bao into his arms domineeringly and kissed her little mouth. Are you angry? What's so hard to say? Do you think I'll feel guilty because of this? Even if that's the case, I should know. I just want there to be no obstacles around you. Di Haoyan looked at her deeply with his dark eyes, as if he wanted to swallow her whole. If there's one, I'll deal with it. I won't be soft-hearted. Tang Bao knew that Di Haotian was doing this for her own good. It was precisely because of this that she did not know what to say. Will others find out about this? Tang Bao asked worriedly. She was still afraid that Xiao Bao would find out. But, can you tell me who told you about this now? Don't ask anymore. I'll deal with this. Don't always treat me like a child. I always feel like I'm not growing up in front of you. Tang Bao did not know whether to complain or not. You'll really deal with it? I will. Is it related to the new artiste? Tang Bao was stunned at first. Then she asked, How did you know? I guessed. Wasn't this guess too accurate? Are you sure you didn't investigate me? Do you think I need to investigate? Is there anything about you that I don't know? Di Haotian said confidently. He knew all the people who appeared around Tang Bao. There was only one newcomer, but Tang Bao knew about this. Lan Wanru did not have the guts to tell the truth. With Di Haotian's deep IQ, it was impossible that he did not know who the problem was. Who is she? You killed her father. She wants to come out and look for a job. She wants to be a big star, so she came to me. But I already know who she is, so I rejected her, Tang Bao said. Well done. Di Haotian praised her in a low voice. Tang Bao looked a little uncomfortable. She struggled. Let go of me. Don't keep hugging me. Is hugging my own wife illegal? It's not illegal, but I want to punish you. Really? Tang Bao stared at him blankly. Why was he so happy to punish him? Di Haotian's thoughts must be different from hers. It must be very evil. Don't touch me at night. Di Haotian's face darkened. He let go of her. No way. Tang Bao looked at the tall figure walking towards the dining table. You lied to me. What's wrong with me punishing you? Di Haotian sat down and leaned back slightly. So according to you, as long as you make a mistake, I can use this method to punish you? If you agree, I won't touch you at night. Why don't you have the courage to speak? Tang Bao touched her nose and sat down at the dining table. Pretend I didn't say anything. Di Haotian looked at her aggrieved but adorable look. He reached out to pull her jacket over and kissed her on the lips. Oh. Tang Bao's entire body was lifted up by him. The dining table in the middle could not stop Di Haotian's impudence. Di Haotian only let go of her after he had kissed her enough. Tang Bao sat back on the chair, panting. Her small mouth was naturally swollen from the kisses. It was really hard to guard against everything. She tidied up her messy clothes and stared at Di Haotian, who was calm and composed. What are you doing? You still have to take it off later. Di Haotian admired the beautiful expression on Tang Bao's face. If you don't eat, I won't be polite to you anymore. Tang Bao shuddered when she heard that and hurriedly ate. Di Haotian was a beast. He would not joke about this. After eating for a while, Tang Bao thought of something and asked, Will you deal with Pan Yuehua's daughter? She didn't do anything. I don't think she has the guts. As long as she knows her place, I can pretend that she doesn't exist. This was Di Haotian's bottom line. Chapter 997. She was no stranger to people like Chun Zhaodi, and she was not afraid of people like her. With her father as an example, you will understand. Tang Bao did not say anything. Di Haotian had even killed his own uncle without hesitation, let alone others. After Chun Zhaodi lost hope with Tang Bao, she placed her hopes on Ding Miao Miao. Of course, she knew who the middle-aged man she saw at the hospital last time was. He was a famous director under Tsang Hong. As long as she hooked up with him, everything would be a piece of cake. This time, she went to the hospital again with gifts to visit Ding Miao Miao. When she came out of the elevator, she bumped into someone. Sorry. Chun Zhaodi looked up and saw a gentle-looking woman. Her face was slightly pale, the kind of sickly, beautiful paleness. It's okay, because I know who you are, Lan Wanru said. You know me? Of course. You are Pan Yuehua's daughter, right? Right. Lan Wanru seemed to have guessed it right. Who are you? Chun Zhaodi was even more curious. Do you have time? Why don't we sit down in my car and have a chat? Lan Wanru invited her. Chun Zhaodi did not know her, but she thought that there was nothing to lie about, so she followed Lan Wanru to his car. After getting in, Lan Wanru solved Chun Zhaodi's doubts. Actually, it was a coincidence that I met you. I went to your house to give money to your father. Then, I saw the photo on the long table in your house. You are in it, but I don't know which daughter you are. I am the eldest daughter. Pan Yuanhua had told her eldest daughter about giving money, so she knew. Then who are you? I am from the D family. What? The D family? I am D Haoyan's cousin. I am not on the same side as D Haoyan. You don't have to worry. I have nothing to worry about, Chun Zhaodi said guiltily. Lan Wanru did not expose her nervousness. He smiled faintly, looked at the things in her hands, and asked, You came to the hospital to see a patient? Can you tell me who you are? Maybe I can help you. She's the niece of a famous director. You want to be a star? Yes. This is my dream. I don't think you're suitable to be a celebrity. Chun Zhaodi was naturally unhappy to be criticized like that. Why do you have to say that I'm not suitable? I see that some celebrities are still so ugly after putting on makeup. Aren't they still celebrities? That's because others have backgrounds. What do you have? You're just a country bumpkin. If you don't have good looks and a backer, do you really think it's easy to survive in the entertainment industry? Chun Zhaodi was well aware of this. When she was training her physique, she had heard that there were no country bumpkins in the entertainment industry. People like her wouldn't be able to climb up. There wasn't even a precedent. This simply pierced Chun Zhaodi's heart. Does she really not have a chance? If there was no chance, why would Tang Ge train her? I think you're wrong. If I really didn't have talent in this area, Ibao Studio wouldn't have signed me. Chun Zhaodi found an excuse for herself. It was as if he had to prove that he could eat this bowl of rice. Then did she sign you? She must have found all kinds of reasons to reject you. The boss of Ibao Studio is also a manager. I know her. After all, she's closer to the head of T. She has a bad character. She likes to train people first. She gives people hope and disappoints them. This is her favorite thing to do. But why did she do that? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time, but she doesn't care. She likes to toy with people and gain vanity from it. Chun Zhaodi thought to herself, so it wasn't just because of her status that she was rejected? This was really something she didn't expect. She had been made out in such a dignified manner, but she actually believed it, especially when she said that she would give her 2 million at the end. Since she had already given it, why did she need to sign a contract? She was obviously toying with her. Even if you visit the director's niece every day, they might not hire you. There are so many famous celebrities. Wouldn't they give the director other benefits? Then what do you think I should do now? Chun Zhaodi placed her hopes on Lan Wanru. If you weren't confident, you wouldn't have told me this. Lan Wanru chuckled. You're very smart. I can indeed help you gain a foothold in the entertainment industry, but you have to listen to me. What? Go for plastic surgery. Compared to those female celebrities in the entertainment industry, your face is just like their assistants. There's nothing special about it. Plastic surgery? Chun Zhaodi touched her face. She hadn't thought about this. Go for a plastic surgery according to this person. Lan Wanru took out a photo and gave it to her. Chun Zhaodi took it. The girl in the photo smiled faintly at the camera. Her eyes were clear and her face was beautiful. She was like a fairy who had fallen into the mortal world. But why did she feel that her face was similar to Tang Ge's? It must be an illusion. Chun Zhaodi didn't see wrongly. The person in the photo was Tang Bao when he was 18 years old. It was just that she didn't know. And this was Lan Wanru's method. What do you think? She's really pretty. I can't say that she's good looking. Lan Wanru was extremely jealous and angry when she heard that. However, this was not the most important thing right now. As long as you go for plastic surgery according to her appearance, even if you don't look exactly the same, you'll become very beautiful. Lan Wanru restrained his displeasure and said, But I don't have money. Don't worry about that. I'll pay for it. Chun Zhaodi knew that plastic surgery cost a lot of money. She didn't know why this person was helping her. Why are you helping me? It's not an accident that you're in the hospital, is it? I came here specifically to find you. I'm helping you because I don't like Tang Ge. I don't like her. She doesn't want it, so I want it. What's wrong with that? Hearing this, Chun Zhaodi immediately understood that this woman had a grudge against Tang Ge. She had been deceived so miserably by Tang Ge. How could she easily calm down the resentment in her heart? The more Tang Ge didn't want her in the entertainment industry, the higher she wanted to climb. By then, she wouldn't have to care about Tang Ge anymore. Have you made up your mind? Lan Wanru asked. Chun Zhaodi looked at the photo in her hand and squeezed it tightly. Okay, I'll do it. As long as I can become a big star, I'll do anything. Lan Wanru's gentle smile was calculating. She knew that as long as she was happy, Tang Ge would be unhappy. She didn't believe that Di Hao Yin would still be fixated on that man when she saw a woman who looked like Tang Bao. Tang Bao opened his email and saw the revised novel sent by Luo Luoli. He replied that it was accepted. Then, he sent the rest of the royalties over. Chapter 998. Little Uncle, Little Uncle. Luo Luoli ran down the stairs and rushed into the study. Gu Linshin was looking at company documents on his computer. His dark eyes looked at the person who flew in. When Gu Linshin was working, if someone came to bother him, the consequences would be terrible. But this principle was useless when applied to Luo Luoli. Little uncle, look, I got my royalties. How about I treat you to a meal? Luo Luoli said happily. Okay, can I bring someone else? No. Okay, then it's just the two of us. Luo Luoli could only compromise. Moreover, when she thought about how casual Scarlet 7 was and looked at Gu Linshin again, she felt that it was best to treat them separately. The two of them went to the restaurant. Luo Luoli was unwilling to book a private room, so they sat in the outer hall. The green scenery and gentle music made it a very elegant environment. Luo Luoli pressed her face against the glass and looked outside. The street view was very luxurious. Just by looking at the location, she knew how expensive the dishes were without looking at the menu. Of course, since she was treating someone to a meal, she had to let them eat to their heart's content. If they couldn't eat this or that, they wouldn't feel comfortable eating. Just as Luo Luoli narrowed her eyes and looked outside, there was a movement under the table. She had been touched. She was so frightened that she quickly looked at Gu Linshin. Gu Linshin looked calm on the surface, but there was a wanton glint in the depths of his eyes. It made her feel insecure in the middle of the day. There was a tablecloth hanging around the table, but it couldn't be so low that it covered her feet. If there was any movement, it would be very easy to be discovered. Luo Luoli retracted her feet and lowered her voice. What are you doing? Don't tease me. Tease you? I'm treating you to a meal. Can't you eat seriously? The dishes haven't been served. Luo Luoli knows you haven't done it yet, so you should tease me like this? Luo Luoli tried to retract her leg, but Gu Linshin's long legs made it impossible for her to dodge. Her face flushed red. While avoiding the harassment below, he also had to look around. It was crazy to be seen in broad daylight. Let's go to the private room, Gu Linshin requested. Why go to the private room? It's very good here. Gu Linshin did not speak. He only used his actions to express his thoughts. Luo Luoli noticed that the woman sitting at the table next to them kept glancing at them. They didn't know if it was because of Gu Linshin's handsomeness or because of the restless feet under the table. Okay, let's go to the private room. Luo Luoli felt that if she didn't agree, Gu Linshin wouldn't stop teasing her. Gu Linshin snapped his fingers and the waiter walked over. They asked to go to the private room and the waiter led them there. However, just as they reached the private room area, the door beside them opened and a man in his 50s walked out. He was surprised to see them, but also happy. To be exact, he saw Gu Linshin. Linshin, what a coincidence. You're eating here too? Uncle Lin, Gu Linshin greeted the man. I was eating with your father yesterday, and we talked about you. Look, I saw you today. Why don't we eat together? The more the merrier. As soon as the man finished speaking, a woman walked out of the private room. Dad, what's wrong? She looked at Gu Linshin and couldn't hide the sparkle in her eyes. Linshin, what a coincidence. You're eating here too? Why don't we eat together? Luo Luoli recognized the woman. It was Lin Xianting. She was dressed fashionably and sexily, with a hint of the charm of a strong woman. She couldn't help but look at Gu Linshin. She didn't want to eat with this woman. That's what I said just now. How long has it been since we ate together? You've been very busy ever since you came back. Why don't we eat together today? It's just me and Xianting in the private room. It's okay. I'm on a date now. It's not convenient to eat with so many people, Gu Linshin said lightly. It was clear what he meant. He didn't want anyone to disturb them. Luo Loli blushed a little when she heard this, but she was happy. She didn't want to eat with the Lin family. She would definitely be like that extra person. Date? Lin Xiangting's father, Lin Ji, glanced at Luo Luoli. This is your friend. Didn't my father tell you? I'm married now. Lin Ji was embarrassed. I didn't know about that. Why didn't you invite Uncle Lin for a drink? Gu Linshan took Luo Luoli's hand. You'll have the chance in the future. Then he left. Luo Luoli followed closely behind Gu Linshan. Her hand was wrapped in his, and she was in a good mood. When Lin Xiangting returned to the private room, she looked very upset. She was in a good mood when she saw Luo Luoli, but she lost her appetite. Lin Ji sat down and said, "Is that the girl? She's so beautiful." How could he not know that Gu Linshan was already married? Even if the Gu family didn't say anything, Lin Xiangting would. What's the use of being beautiful? Gu Linshan is a superficial person. Dad, I won't allow you to say that about Linshan. How can you blame Linshan? It's that wretched girl's fault for seducing him. She seduced Linshan. If it wasn't for her, the title of Mrs. Gu would be mine now. Nowadays, if a woman's boyfriend or husband was unfaithful, it would definitely be the mistress' fault. It was the mistress who seduced them. They would never think that it was their man's fault. Lin Xiangting had such a mindset. However, Luo Luoli wasn't a mistress. She was the real Mrs. Gu. Lin Ji didn't know where she got the confidence to say that. Gu Linshan isn't just capable. More importantly, the king of D City is close to him. Even he won't be able to confront him directly. If he finds out that we did something behind his back, the Lin family will be ruined. Have you forgotten what happened before? You saw what happened to the Chao family. Do you want to become the second Chao family? Lin Ji also wanted Gu Linshan to be his son-in-law. However, if he didn't want such a dangerous son-in-law, it wouldn't be good for him. But am I going to give up just like that? Dad, do you think I'm a kind of person who gives up easily? When I first entered the company, people looked down on me. But now they all listen to me. It's the same for men. It's just a matter of time. Lin Xiangting's requirement for choosing her other half was that only Gu Linshan was worthy of her. She didn't even want to look at anyone else, let alone spend the rest of her life with them. Don't do anything rash. Lin Ji frowned. I know what I'm doing. I won't do anything rash. After entering the private room, Luo Loli sat in her seat and kept glancing at Gu Linshan. If you want to be eaten up, keep looking at me like that. Gu Linshan didn't even look up. He could feel Luo Luoli's gaze. Chapter 999. Luo Luoli immediately retorted, I'm not looking at you. When Gu Linshan's dark gaze landed on her, she turned her face away. She looked guilty, as if she was afraid of being seen through. Luo Luoli bit her lip and smiled at Gu Linshan. Little uncle, I want to ask you something. Yes. Did you know Lin Xiangting when you were very young? I knew you earlier than she did, Gu Linshan said after thinking for a while. Me? I didn't grow up with you. Luo Luoli didn't understand. You were young then. Your mother brought you to the Gu family. You were 4 years old. Gu Linshan recalled the Luo Luoli back then. She was so adorable. He must have stared at Luo Luoli and wondered how such a young child could exist. That didn't count. How did it not count? I saw you, so I got to know you first. Luo Luoli thought about it carefully and realized that he wasn't wrong. Then she said, Little uncle, you know that's not what I meant. Gu Linshan looked up from a menu. His eyes were cold. The Lins and Gus have had business dealings since a long time ago, but I didn't pay attention to Lin Xiangting. I only found out about her after she put the cake on me during a company meeting. After that, I went to the Middle East. I didn't come back before I turned 20. After that, I saw Lin Xiangting a few times in the business world and at the Gu family's house. Don't tell me you didn't know that Lin Xiangting likes you. There are so many people who like me. Do I have to know? Luo Luoli pursed her lips. Gu Linshan was right. If it were someone else, they would be bragging. For example, when they went out together, there would always be girls sneaking glances at Gu Linshan, but Gu Linshan always ignored them. Little uncle, why don't you like Lin Xiangting? Do I have to like everyone who likes me? What I mean is, she's much better than me. Why don't you marry her? Luo Luoli wanted to know what Gu Linshan was thinking. Before Gu Linshin could answer, the waiter knocked on the door and came in. Gu Linshin looked at the menu and ordered. Luo Loli thought that Gu Linshin probably didn't want to answer such a question, or perhaps he didn't know how to answer. Back then, Gu Linshin had been forced into a corner by old Master Gu. Then, old Master Gu didn't like her, so Gu Linshin married her in order to go against old Master Gu. Yes, that must be it. Luo Loli's heart sank as she thought about it. At the very least, this shouldn't be the reason for their marriage. Luo Loli, who was lying on the table deep in thought, felt her face being pinched. She cried out softly and glared at Gu Linshin. Why did you pinch me? My face is not a bun. Why are you asking me these questions today? I'm just asking. You don't have to answer. Although Luo Loli said it so generously, her little mouth was curled up into a smile. Gu Linshin looked at her with a dark smile in his dark eyes and said, Then I won't answer. You. Luo Loli was so angry that she didn't look at him. Gu Linshin really wasn't prepared to say this, but he knew very well in his heart. He could be considered to have fallen victim to this little Loli. During dinner, Luo Loli said, I'm going to look for Red 7 when we go back. You go back first. I won't allow it. Why not? We came out together, so we naturally have to go back together. Did that make sense? Luo Loli had no choice but to compromise. However, Luo Loli wanted to relax now that she had finished writing her novel, so she had more free time. Gu Linshin, on the other hand, was busy with company matters. Therefore, when Gu Linshin wasn't at home, she ran to look for Red 7. She had just left when she received a call from Gu Linshin. Where are you going? It seems like you didn't have enough last night. You even ran out. Little uncle, I'm just going to look for Red 7. I still have to go to my mother's place. Luo Loli cursed silently. Why did he have to bring up last night's incident? The butler must have told Gu Linshin that she had been discovered as soon as she left the house. She was going to settle the score with the butler when she went back. Thinking about it, it was a little unreasonable. The butler must have been following orders. As a servant, he couldn't do anything about Gu Linshin's orders. She gave up in her heart. Gu Linshin couldn't stay in the company any longer. He should have locked the door when he left the house. As soon as he wasn't around, she ran out restlessly. When are you going home? Gu Linshin's voice was very low, as if he was suppressing it. I want to have dinner at my mother's house before going home. Luo Loli was afraid that Gu Linshin wouldn't agree, so she added, How about this? Can you come and pick me up tonight? When Gu Linshin heard her say this, he suppressed the anger in his heart. Got it. After hanging up the phone, Luo Loli was very happy. She forgot about everything and jumped up. However, she suddenly pulled her waist, causing her to scream in pain. Her face was almost contorted. Her ugly makeup was even uglier. Luo Loli knew that Gu Linshin didn't take her to the company because he wanted her to rest at home. After all, last night was very tiring. However, she didn't expect that after Gu Linshin left, she would run out after resting for a while. If she did this, Gu Linshin would take her to the company next time no matter how tired she was, right? Luo Loli was scared just thinking about it. When she went home, she would cry and wail. She would pretend to be in pain and tired. Otherwise, she would definitely be taken to the company by Gu Linshin. Luo Loli called Red 7 before she went to look for her. When the other party picked up the call, she was panting. Red 7, why are you panting? Where are you? Around Luxurious Street. Then I'll go and find you. Before Luo Loli could finish speaking, the other party had already hung up the phone. Luo Loli was stunned. Is business that good? But why are you still panting? Luo Loli hailed a taxi and went directly to Luxurious Street. In order not to let Gu Linshin find out that she had gone out, she deliberately ran out on her own. However, she wasn't used to having her family's chauffeur drive her. She was still quite independent. When she arrived, Luo Loli wandered around Luxurious Street before she found Red 7 sitting in a corner. How's business? There are a lot of rich people in this area. It's not bad. Luo Loli looked at the small bowl in front of her. It's not much. Speaking of which, I'm angry. I originally planned to order more today so that I could finish work early and go home early. Do you know what I saw? What? The man who raped me. Didn't you not see his face clearly? Luo Luoli was puzzled. Red 7's face was gloomy, and she didn't say anything. What's wrong? Red 7 stretched out 2 fingers. Luo Luoli looked at them and thought for a moment before asking, "Yeah, 2." Luo Luoli was embarrassed. What do you mean? I don't understand. It's that man who raped me again. What? Should we call the police? Luo Luoli felt that this matter was very strange. Chapter 1000. Actually, Luo Luoli really wanted to laugh at this moment, but if she did, Red 7 would definitely be unhappy. That would hurt her pride. It was so uncomfortable to hold it in. She had to change her mind. Otherwise, she would really laugh. You don't have to hold it in. Laugh if you want to. Red 7 could tell that she was trying to hold back her laughter. Ha, no, does that man like you? Ha ha. Luo Luoli laughed intermittently. She was already restraining herself, because she really had never seen such a thing before. Who would rape a beggar a second time after raping him once? Luo Luoli thought of something and asked, "Was it after drinking again?" I didn't smell any alcohol this time. Red 7 was puzzled. Is there something wrong with my nose? Maybe he really didn't drink. Then why did he treat me like that? F***. Did he think that I'm easy to bully because I'm a beggar? He looked dignified in a suit, but it turned out that he was a beast in human clothing. I told him that if I was serious, no one would have an easy time. So when I saw him, I chased after him. Who knew that in the blink of an eye, he was gone? Isn't it obvious that he has a guilty conscience? Maybe he liked you long ago. Huh? Is there something wrong with him? Liking a beggar? Red 7 felt that this was the funniest joke in the world. He might be looking at the truth through the surface. Why do you keep saying might? Red 7 asked like a beggar. So, you sure? Red 7 waved her hand in annoyance. Tell him to give up. I don't like him. You're even putting on airs. Red 7, I think you can find a partner. If he really likes you, why don't you give him a chance? Although he felt that this matter was a bit far-fetched, it wasn't impossible. Don't you think so? For example, I heard someone say this before. They said that a man committed rape and was locked up. When he was released, he committed rape again, and it was the same person. When he was released again, he still raped the same woman. If he doesn't like her, is there something wrong with his brain? There really is something wrong with his brain. 7th Red was speechless. However, his heart was churning nonstop. Then, he asked lowly Luo, "Are you trying to tell me that the man will come and rape me again?" I didn't say anything. However, Red 7 did not listen to Luo Luoli's denial at all. She continued, "If it happens again, I will never let him slip away. The first time I was caught off guard. The second time, I never thought that he would come again. He is so obsessed with a beggar's body. TSK, TSK, TSK. I'm going to die. I'm really going to die. Is he handsome?" Luo Luoli thought of something and asked curiously. "It's a little general, but it should still be on the table," Crimson 7 said after some thought. "Then are you not going to get married? Only you can say that to me. Others can't be bothered to mention this to me, because everyone knows that beggars don't catch anyone's eye." Red 7 was like mud that couldn't support a wall. "You're the one who doesn't want to. If you want to, the men who like you can line up for my house to hear. Forget it. I still prefer peace and quiet." 7th Red had always been an arrogant beggar. She didn't care about those things at all. Marriage wasn't her goal, or rather, she had already given up on it. "By the way, do you know why I'm looking for you today?" Luo Luoli asked. "What?" "To treat you to a meal. Let me tell you, I paid for the script." "Really? That's great. Let me tell you, if you become a super scriptwriter, I'll be your assistant," 7th Red said. Okay. No problem. I'm just afraid that you'll be so happy being a beggar that you won't be interested in anything else." "How can that be? People have to challenge themselves in all aspects." While 7th Red was talking, she seemed to see someone. She immediately stood up and waved at the person coming out of the shop across the street. Miss Tang. Tang Bao, who was about to get into the car, was stunned. Who would call her Miss Tang? She looked like Tang Ge. Looking in the direction of the voice, he saw 7th Red and Luo Luoli beside her. Why did 7th Red Call her Miss Tang. She couldn't have noticed something, could she? But even if seventh red was wrong, Luo Luoli knew Tang Ge. It seemed impossible to pretend that she didn't hear anything. Tang Bao could only calmly walk towards them. You're wrong. What Miss Tang? It's Mr. Tang. He's the boss of iBao Studio. Don't call him that. Luo Luoli lowered her voice. Tang Bao was already in front of them. There was an unexpected smile on her face. I didn't expect to meet you here. Tang Ge didn't know seventh red. She was also ambiguous. Yes, Miss Tang. You're here to buy clothes too? Seventh red asked with a smile. Luo Luoli pulled seventh red. She had told her to call him Mr. Tang. What was going on? Mr. Tang, I'm sorry. My friend isn't right today, so she called the wrong person. Luo Luoli apologized. Tang Bao was her boss. He had just given her the royalties a few days ago. In order to prevent her boss from having any thoughts, she had to say that seventh red was not right. It was normal for beggars to have mental problems. What do you mean by wrong person? Seventh red didn't let it go. Isn't this Tang Bao? How is it wrong? You? What did you say? Luo Luoli turned to look at Tang Ge. At this moment, she still felt that there was something wrong with seventh red's brain. Tang Ge and Tang Bao were indeed similar. She also thought so when she first saw them. But everyone said that Tang Ge was a man and didn't know who Tang Bao was. Tang Bao was also very surprised that seventh red could see through him at a glance. Moreover, they were so far across the street. Seventh red looked at Tang Bao in confusion. Miss Tang, why are you wearing men's clothes? Tang Bao knew that he couldn't hide it anymore. Well, he would have to tell Luo Luoli one day. Therefore, he smiled and looked at Luo Luoli with some embarrassment. His voice returned to normal and said, Do you have time to have a meal together? It's almost time for dinner anyway. When Luo Luoli heard that familiar voice, she was stunned. Tang Bao, you? Tang Bao adjusted his collar uncomfortably. I'm sorry, I haven't told you yet. I wanted to find an opportunity to tell you. Don't tell you that you don't know that she's Tang Bao. Seventh Red asked Luo Luoli in shock. When they entered the restaurant, Seventh Red was drinking tea with a cup in her hand. Beside her was Luo Luoli, and opposite her was Tang Bao. Luo Luoli kept staring at Tang Bao as if she wanted to see through him. There were all kinds of indescribable expressions on his face. There was anger, forbearance, and simply no calmness. Chapter 1001. Don't look at me like that. I know it's my fault. Just say what you want to say. Tang Bao surrendered. This matter had been her fault from the beginning. It was normal for Luo Luoli to be angry. What I want to know is, did my manuscript get approved because you're the Tang Bao? Luo Luoli asked after holding back for a long time. Tang Bao was speechless. Hong Chi almost spat out the tea in her mouth. Of course not. Tang Bao came back to his senses. I'm not that kind of person. I won't joke about money. I can prove this. Wan Malay appeared behind him and walked towards his seat. Tang Bao, you really... Not only did you ask me to tell her about the custom-made gown, but you also abandoned me. If I didn't ask the driver, where would I find you? Then, she sat down beside Tang Bao and said to Luo Luoli seriously, Don't worry, she's definitely not someone who will joke about money. She really took a liking to your novel. After saying that, she drank a large cup of tea as if she was exhausted. Tang Bao cursed in his heart. Was she saying that he was stingy? Then why didn't you tell me that you're the Tang Bao? And my little uncle, he said that you haven't returned from Boiling City yet. I was still wondering when you would come back. I didn't expect you to be by my side. Aren't you too much? Luo Luoli said with a resentful look in her eyes. Yes. I didn't handle this matter well. It's normal for you to be angry. I promise that I won't fight back when you scold me. Okay? To be honest, Tang Bao really did not care what Luo Luoli did to her. During the 3 years that they were together, she owed Luo Luoli a lot. If it were not for that reason, she would not have been unable to think of a way to tell Luo Luoli. Luo Luoli laughed at Tang Bao's words. There's no need to beat or scold me. I just feel that you don't treat me as a friend. In the end, if Red 7 didn't recognize you, I don't know when I would have known. You'll find out. It's just a matter of time. This kind of thing can't be hidden forever, and I don't want to hide it from you forever, Tang Bao said. But I'm curious. Red 7. How did you know that I'm Tang Bao from so far away? Is it that hard to tell? Seventh Red looked at their faces in confusion. All three of them had blank expressions on their faces. Tang Bao cleared his throat. I can't tell. That's why I'm curious. How'd you tell? Did my makeup fail today? No. It's because I used to like to wear men's clothes. When I was in school, I always dressed as a man. Others always treated me as the school hunk. Those days were simply beautiful, and I yearned for them. Let's not talk about the past. Anyway, I've been there before. I can tell who you are at a glance, Seventh Red said. The three of them did not expect Seventh Red to have such an experience, especially Luo Luoli, who asked, "Why didn't you tell me about this? Why would I tell you about this? Besides, it's not something that needs to be mentioned, so I didn't say anything." Then, no one in your school recognized you? Juan Malay was curious. No one. Even my dad didn't recognize me. Your dad? Why did Tang Bao's story sound like it was quite interesting? Oh, at that time, my dad liked boys. My mom was so stupid that she raised me as a boy. It wasn't until I was in my teens that my dad realized that I was a girl. Seventh Red did not shy away from talking about her family matters. Your mom is so amazing. Juan Malay shook his head and exclaimed. I think so too, Seventh Red said. Tang Bao did not ask any more questions. He always felt that Seventh Red's coming to be a beggar must have something to do with her family. Otherwise, who would come to be a beggar? It was better not to ask about other people's private matters in detail. Everyone had a knot in their heart that could not be touched. As he spoke, he changed the topic. Tang Bao, you're not going to leave now that you're back, right? Luo Luoli asked. No. Tang Bao smiled. That's great. During dinner, Luo Luoli went to the washroom, and Tang Bao went with her. Luo Luoli looked at Tang Bao and said with a smile, I really can't stand it. They always treat you as Tang Ge. That's good, so that we don't get exposed. Who else doesn't know that you're a girl? Other than the people around me, no one else knows. To be exact, it should be the people who are close to me who know, Tang Bao said. Because if they were talking about the people around him, then Lan Wanru could also be considered one of them. But she did not know. It seemed that Di Junbai did not tell her either. Could it be for her own good? She only wanted to sneer. Then I'll still treat you as Tang Ge in the future. It's more convenient this way in the entertainment industry. However, were you like this in the beginning to escape from the young emperor? Tang Bao nodded. Something like that. At this point, her expression was slightly downcast. Lowly, about that matter, I'm sorry. Luo Luoli thought for a moment. Are you referring to the fact that I was locked up by the young emperor for 3 years? If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have been treated like this. Until now, Tang Bao still felt guilty. 3 years of youth were so important, and it was strangled by Di Hao Ian just like that. She could only come and apologize to Luo Luoli. If it weren't for this matter, she wouldn't have delayed until now and not come clean with Luo Luoli. Tang Bao, how can this be blamed on you? You didn't know that the young emperor would do this. Actually, if you really want to blame someone, you might as well blame my little uncle. What do you mean? Tang Bao looked at her. Have you forgotten what happened when the young emperor lost his memory? At that time, I'm the one who's sorry for what my little uncle did. If it weren't for him, you and the young emperor wouldn't have had so many disasters. Even if it weren't for your little uncle, Di Hao Ian, and I would still have had a lot of disasters. Isn't it very wrong to have lost your memory and forget about me? Tang Bao asked. Luo Luoli couldn't help but laugh. If that's the case, I don't know who's the problem. But to be honest, I really don't have the slightest bit of resentment towards you. Even when I was locked up in the castle at that time, I didn't have such thoughts. I just kept thinking about when you would come back because I saw that the young emperor was like a person without a soul. It was really pitiful. When I found out that you were dead at that time, I really didn't even hate the young emperor anymore. I felt that he was in more pain than me when I was locked up. When you were locked up, you could see him. Yes, I often saw him standing in front of the roses in a daze, like he didn't want anyone to get close to him. If you saw it, you would think that it was normal that I didn't hate him. No one said this to Tang Bao. If Luo Loli hadn't seen it with her own eyes, no one would have told her. Tang Bao couldn't see Di Hao Ian standing in front of the roses in a daze, but she could imagine what kind of scene it was. Chapter 1002. Tang Bao smiled helplessly. Only you would say that. It's true. You said it yourself. It's not because you're Tang Bao that you like my novel. Of course not. Malay can testify. That's good. So, don't think about anything else. You don't know. I've been hoping that you would come back from Boiling City every day. I didn't say that I would wait for you to come back to settle the score. But you still have to do some calculations. You're already alive, but you still haven't come back. Have you forgotten all your friends? Of course not. The scene of the two of them holding hands and smiling was magnified by someone not far away with a cell phone. Several photos were taken. Luo Loali and Tang Bao did not notice the movements in the dark. When the two of them were about to go to the private room, they saw Wan Malay rushing over with a horrified expression. You don't have to ask. You should know who's calling, Wan Malay said while panting. Tang Bao indeed did not need to ask. But looking at Wan Malay's expression, she said, why does it look like the messenger of hell is here to capture your soul? The cell phone in Wan Malay's hand was Tang Bao's. It was originally quiet. As soon as Wan Malay finished speaking, the cell phone rang again, which made her frightened. Isn't this the messenger of hell coming to capture your soul? He's already called 2 or 3 times. Hurry up and answer it. Maybe young Master D has something urgent to talk to you about. Tang Bao took the cell phone, and it kept ringing. What urgent matter could it be? It was all because she did not pick up the phone. Seeing that Tang Bao picked up the phone, Wan Malay and Luo Luoli tactfully returned to the private room. Tang Bao picked up the phone outside the private room. Hello. Why did you pick up the phone only now? Di Hao Ian's cold voice came through. I went to the toilet. Why did you take so long? Is your stomach not feeling well? Tang Bao was depressed. You even calculated the time? So, married to such a husband, even if you wanted to do something, you wouldn't have a chance. Or perhaps the opportunity is right in front of your eyes, but you still don't have the guts. No, I just said something to Loli in front of the washroom. I don't think you should know what's going on even if I don't tell you. You locked him up for 3 years. Do I have to explain myself to him? I don't need you to explain. If she wants to settle the score, come to me. Tang Bao's face darkened. Would they dare? The person who would settle the score with the king of Imperial City hadn't been born yet. Even she didn't dare to do it, all right? She's not looking for revenge. I didn't dare to tell her who I was, but today her friend recognized me. So, I had to say something to her. She said that she didn't blame me at all. After Tang Bao finished speaking, he did not hear Di Hao Ian's voice. With his deep-rooted sensitivity towards Di Hao Ian's face, Tang Bao could not help but ask, what's wrong with you? You're eating out? Oh no. After seeing Luo Luoli, she forgot to tell Di Hao Ian. Originally, she and Wan Malay were going to go back after customizing the gown. She did not even mention that she was going to eat with Wan Malay. I'm sorry. I just wanted to tell you. It's true. Without thinking, she knew that Di Hao Ian was waiting for her to have lunch. She was really embarrassed. Are you sure you didn't forget? Okay, I forgot. Even if Tang Bao said that she did not forget, Di Hao Ian would not believe her. I'll wait for you to come back and try. Di Hao Ian hung up the phone unilaterally. Oh no, the devil was angry again. Try? Would she end up in a miserable state when she went back? Tang Bao was filled with regret. Why didn't he appease Di Hao Ian earlier? He must have called her so many times because he saw that she was not back and wanted to ask her to have lunch. She understood Di Hao Ian's possessiveness too well. If she did not appear in the time that he calculated, he would definitely call her. The key was that he calculated it so accurately that it was as if he could see it. For example, right after she finished her business, Di Hao Ian's call came. It was too accurate. She even suspected that the driver was racing against time to report everything, no matter how big or small. Thinking about it, it was not very likely, because Di Hao Ian had the ability to see everything clearly. How embarrassing. In front of so many people, Di Hao Ian called her to ask for her life. Really, Tang Bao calmed the awkwardness in his heart, pushed open the door of the private room, and went in. He looked as if nothing had happened. Tang Bao, hurry up and eat. It's getting cold, Luo Luoli said. It's okay. It's not bad that it's cold. Tang Bao did not care. The young emperor didn't look for you for something urgent, right? Luo Luoli asked worriedly. No, he just asked if I was going back for lunch or something. Tang Bao's expression was calm and relaxed. Huh, it's definitely more than that, Wang Malay mocked. You have to report to the young emperor when you come out for lunch, but you didn't even say anything. You're getting bolder and bolder by the young emperor's side. Eating can't shut your mouth. Tang Bao could not hold back his face. Actually, I don't need to say it. Everyone knows it. Ha ha. Wang Malay laughed happily when she saw Tang Bao being defeated. You don't know. Before she met the young emperor, she was very arrogant. Really? I couldn't tell. Hong Chi said. Luo Luoli was also curious. Tang Bao was speechless. Of course. No one dares to provoke her in school. What does it mean to have a weakness? I've finally seen it for myself. Wang Malay became more and more enthusiastic as she spoke. Tang Bao did not refute and said, yeah, I'm quite surprised too. Anyway, I've accepted reality. However, I didn't expect that there would be a day when Malay would be completely dominated by a man. She was living so freely back then. Malay has a boyfriend? Luo Luoli was surprised because she had always known that Wang Malay did not have a boyfriend. Tang Bao was slightly surprised. I heard that during the 3 years that I wasn't around, the two of you were in contact at the beginning. Why? She didn't tell you. She's been in cahoots with Ju for a long time. Hey, Tang, what do you mean by in cahoots? Wang Malay really wanted to stab her with a knife and fork. However, this was not the main point of the problem. At least, others did not think that this was the main point. Really? Ju? I really couldn't tell. Luo Luoli smiled and said, Malay, congratulations. Exactly. The two of you just got closer a few days ago. I think it won't be long before they get married and have children. Tang Bao continued to work hard. Red 7 said, congratulations are definitely in order. Wang Malay's face contorted. She could not refute. Who asked her to mock Tang Bao first? I'm really careless in making friends. That can't be helped. You've already jumped on board and you still want to get off? It won't be that easy, Tang Bao said nonchalantly. He looked as if he was saying, what can you do to me? Wang Malay was so angry that she could only vent her anger on the food in front of her. However, Red 7 and Luo Luoli did not think that the two of them disliked each other. Instead, they felt that they were very close. Chapter 1003. By the way, Tang Bao, what's the gown for? Is it for you? Luo Luoli asked as she ate. No, it's for Chung Chung. It's for Meng Shi and Chung Ju. Aren't you going to attend Song Hong's company ceremony next month? You guys should go and have some fun. Do you want to go? Tang Bao asked with a smile. Sure, I want to go. Luo Luoli said happily. Wang Malay was going, and Yu Lian was going too. Can I go too? Red 7 asked uncertainly. Why not? You just have to change your clothes, and you can go, Tang Bao said to Red 7. Red 7 had ruined herself, especially since she didn't care about her appearance. It was hard to tell her true capabilities. But could someone who could dress up as a boy in school and be regarded as a school hunk be bad? No, it's just a matter of an invitation, Tang Bao said. Okay, that's great. I'm someone who can enter the entertainment industry now. Haha. Red 7 laughed. So it was settled. After dinner, they went back to their respective homes to look for their mothers. The person Luo Luoli was looking for was really her mother. Luo Meiwan was pleasantly surprised to see the person at the door. Why didn't you tell me you were coming over? What if I wasn't at home? Why weren't you at home? Luo Luoli was curious. Don't you have the habit of taking afternoon naps? It's not time yet. I'm very accurate. When Luo Meiwan heard this, she said a little embarrassedly, I'm playing mahjong with others in the afternoon. Really? Mahjong? I remember you used to play this. Yeah, but I only play it during my break. I still have work to do. I know you're off today, so I came over. You came over after lunch? Yeah. Why didn't you come over to eat? Although everything at Linshin's place is the best, I still want to cook your favorite food, Luo Meiwan said. I haven't cooked for you in a long time. Let's cook at night. In the afternoon, we'll go to the supermarket to buy some food and vegetables. Is that okay? All right. Is Linshin coming? Luo Meiwan asked. No, I asked him to pick me up tonight. This child, he's already here to pick you up. Why don't you invite him over for dinner? Luo Meiwan frowned and scolded. What does it matter? Besides, I want to have dinner with you, Mom, just like before. In fact, with Gu Linshin around, she didn't have that much freedom. Who knows? He might even take care of her dinner. How can it be the same as before? You're married now. You're not a child anymore. Luo Luoli, who ran to open the fridge and took out some milk, said, I'm still a child even if I get married. Other people my age are still in their parents' arms. That's because they're not married. By the way, when are you going to have a baby? Pooh! Luo Luoli almost spat out the milk she drank. She suppressed it with great difficulty and complained, Mom, can I not say such things when I'm eating? It's scary. How is it scary? Luo Meiwan didn't understand. Isn't it normal to get married and have children? Although I didn't listen to the adults and eloped with your father, I did give birth to you when I was your age. You can't compare your situation to mine. It's not the same. Luo Luoli didn't quite accept this topic. She still didn't know what was going on between her and Gu Linshin. She had become someone else's wife in a daze. She didn't want to continue having children in a daze. You have so many excuses. You're married, but you don't want to have children with someone else. What are you trying to do? Did he marry you just to see you? Luo Meiwan didn't understand Luo Luoli's thoughts. If I say this, you'll definitely think that I'm a little selfish. I admit, but I'm also thinking about your lifelong happiness. With Linshin's status, other people would fight to have him. You're the only one who's lucky. Luo Luoli was very puzzled by her mother's point of view. How did she say that she was lucky? In the beginning, the person who couldn't accept it the most was her mother. However, she didn't want to ask any more questions. The more she asked, the more her head would hurt. Luo Meiwan would definitely make more sense. Mom, I have something to tell you, Luo Luoli said happily. Luo Meiwan's attention was really diverted by her. What good news? Guess. Luo Meiwan thought for a moment, then looked at Luo Luoli's stomach. You're not pregnant, are you? Mom, can you stop thinking about this? Luo Luoli was about to be defeated by her. How can I not think about it? You've been married to Linshin for so long. Why isn't there anything happening in your stomach? Luo Meiwan asked curiously. We don't want to have children now. Luo Luoli's face was burning. She couldn't explain it any further. She couldn't say anything about taking precautions. It was difficult to say it in front of her own mother. Listen to me. Give birth soon. If it's too late, you won't be able to give birth. Luo Meiwan was anxious. I know. What I'm going to say has nothing to do with this. Do you want to hear it? Luo Luoli said angrily. Yes, go ahead. Luo Meiwan had no reason not to listen. Luo Luoli's face immediately broke into an uncontrollable smile. I made money. It's not the money that little uncle gave me. I earned it myself. You found a job? Didn't you say that you were looking for a job at home a while ago? Luo Luoli had indeed said that. She didn't want her to think too much. At that time, she was already writing a script and had already discussed it with Ibao Studio. She just didn't tell her. Her mother's mindset was that she couldn't just sit around doing nothing after getting married. Luo Luoli felt that her mother was in a hurry to have a child because she was afraid that her status in the family would be unstable. She even wanted to tell Luo Meiwan that she wanted to go out and look for a job, but Gu Linshin wasn't willing. He even said that if she wanted to work, she could be his personal secretary 24/7. Luo Luoli still remembered the wolfish-looking Gu Linshin's eyes when he said that. She wasn't stupid enough to be his 24/7 secretary. Mom, do you remember that my dream was to be a screenwriter? Luo Meiwan smiled at the thought. Yes. At that time, I liked watching TV dramas about mother-in-law and daughter-in-law relationships. Then you said that you wanted to write something like that in the future. Although I thought it was impossible, I was happy to hear it. Why? Are you looking for a job as a screenwriter? I'm not a proper screenwriter yet. Luo Meiwan laughed at her. You child, how can there be a proper screenwriter? I'm telling the truth. I wrote a novel, and another company took a fancy to it and wanted to film it. Luo Luoli said a little embarrassedly. Really? When will it be released? Chapter 1004. You're giving this to me? You can keep it for yourself. Why are you giving it to me? Luo Meiwan didn't want it. No, I earn money for you to spend. Otherwise, I won't be happy. With that, she stuffed the card into Luo Meijuan's hands. Luo Meiwan looked at the card in his hand, still in a daze. If you give it to me, will Lin Xin have any thoughts? What thoughts will he have? I earned this myself. Luo Luoli didn't understand. Luo Meiwan sighed. You really don't get it. You're married, so you're his woman. Money is shared property. If you want to give it to me, you should tell Lin Xin. Then, she stuffed the card into Luo Luoli's hands. Luo Luoli was speechless. She didn't want to use Gu Linxin's money to support Luo Meiwan, so she wanted to earn money herself. But now, she was being rejected. She couldn't accept this. Mom, it's okay. Why would youngest uncle care about this little money? My money isn't even money in his eyes, okay? No, I can't take it. Luo Meiwan refused immediately. Seeing that Luo Luoli was unhappy, she said, If you really want to give it to me, just give me a few hundred yuan. By the way, how much money do you have in your card? 100,000 yuan. The rest is in my card. Nonsense. She was being ridiculous now. She was being very serious, okay? Then I'll call youngest uncle now. Luo Meiwan was shocked and wanted to stop her. Why are you calling him? I told him that I wanted to give you money, but you didn't want it. I can only ask him. You can't ask him. If you ask him like this, should Lin Xin agree or not? Aren't you making things difficult for him? Luo Luoli held Luo Meijuan's hand affectionately. Her hand had become rough and old from doing housework all year round, and it made her heart ache. If little uncle is really that kind of stingy person, how would I dare to give you money like this? Besides, if he doesn't agree, I won't take him. Mom, listen to me first. Mom, didn't you remarry because you wanted to find a stepfather for me and give us a better life? Now that I can earn money, what's wrong with me supporting you? Could it be that you want me to think that I'm only suitable to be raised by you, and that I can't raise you when you're old? Luo Luoli said, feeling wronged. When I was young, you worried so much for me. No matter how difficult it was, you never abandoned me. You were the best mother in the world. She had seen how much Luo Meiwan had suffered. He had known this since he was very young. However, she was too young to do anything at that time. Luo Meiwan felt sad and amused at the same time. You're a piece of flesh that fell from your mother's body. Do you think I don't want you? But there are people in this world who don't want that piece of meat falling from their bodies. So, Mom, don't refuse me. Besides, I don't want you to work anymore. Every afternoon, if you want to sleep, you can sleep. If you want to play mahjong, you can play mahjong. Just wait for your retirement. This is the life I want for you. That won't do. I'm still so young. I cannot work. I knew you would never agree to this. So I'm not asking for much. Just take the money I'm giving you and spend it however you want. I'll earn more money in the future. Seeing her like this, Luo Meiwan had no choice but to withdraw her rejection. All right then, leave it with me first. When you're really stable, I'll spend it. Okay? I'm already stable now. Luo Meiwan felt that her start was quite successful. Things would go smoothly in the future. I don't need the money now. I have money of my own. If I'm really too old to move, you have no choice but to support me. Luo Meiwan laughed at her. I'll go put the card away. With that, she went to the nearby area. Luo Luoli leaned against the sofa. She knew that it wasn't easy for Luo Meiwan to accept the money like this, so she didn't say anything else. Anyway, she felt better about giving the card to Luo Meiwan. After putting the card away, Luo Meiwan came out and asked, Do you want to call Lin Xin and ask him to come over for dinner? I don't want to. Okay. Luo Meiwan looked at Luo Luoli's expression and asked, You didn't sleep well last night? Luo Luoli yawned. A little. What did she mean by a little and a lot? Damn it. Then go to bed and sleep. We'll go to the supermarket after you wake up. We're not in a hurry anyway. Luo Luoli thought about it and agreed. She didn't want to be so tired by then. Then I'll go to bed. Luo Luoli was woken up by Luo Meiwan at 3 or 4 o'clock. Then they went to the supermarket together. Luo Meiwan wondered why she slept for so long. Luo Luoli couldn't say it out loud. Now, she finally understood what it was like to be unable to say it out loud. It was rare for the two of them to go grocery shopping together. They bought a lot of food, snacks, and milk that Luo Luoli liked to eat. The two of them talked as they walked back. Luo Luoli thought of something and asked, "Mom, let me buy you a house." "Child, why are you so fickle in your thinking? I'm living well here. When did I ever think of something? I've been thinking about it for a long time. I just didn't say it. Besides, no matter how good this place is, it's still someone else's house. Your name isn't on the property certificate, so it can't be considered a home." Luo Luoli thought so. Luo Meiwan definitely felt the same way. However, Luo Meiwan was a tactful person. Her daughter was married. Even if she wasn't married, she wouldn't make such a request. "It's okay. I'm fine living like this. I'm already very satisfied," Luo Meiwan said. "No, I have to earn money to buy you a house. I also like the feeling of home." Luo Luoli leaned her head on Luo Meiwan's shoulder and said coquettishly. Luo Meiwan was about to say something when she saw a familiar car in front of them. She asked, "Is this Linshin's car?" Luo Meiwan, who was leaning on Luo Luoli's shoulder, froze. She looked over. If that wasn't Gu Linshin's car, then whose could it be? The car door opened and Long Leg stepped out. The tall figure was none other than Gu Linshin. Luo Luoli walked up and said, "Didn't you say that you would pick me up at night?" Luo Meiwan, who was coming up from behind, heard this. She tugged at Luo Luoli and told her not to be so tactless. Then she said to Gu Linshin uncomfortably, "Luoli said that I didn't buy more groceries because you weren't coming over. You and Luoli go back first. I'll go buy more." "Mom!" Luo Luoli was about to say something. Gu Linshin spoke first. "It's okay. I'm not particular about it. Just leave it at that." Gu Linshin's words always had a way that no one dared to disobey. Luo Meiwan was no exception. Therefore, she didn't go shopping. The three of them returned to the house. Gu Linshin ate dinner there and then took Luo Luoli back. The car stopped steadily on the road. Chapter 1005. "What do you want to say?" "I want to come in front of me and say it," Gu Linshin said as he leaned against the seat lazily and looked at her with his dark eyes. Luo Luoli looked at the space between them. They were facing each other. The car was spacious, but it shouldn't be that hard to hear, right? But if she didn't go over, what if Gu Linshin didn't want to listen? She felt that she had to say something, whether Gu Linshin was willing or not. Perhaps marriage needs to be respected? Hence, Luo Luoli moved to the seat beside Gu Linshin and was about to speak. Not close enough. Luo Luoli was speechless. "Do you want me to sit on top of you?" After she said that, she met Gu Linshin's cold eyes. From his eyes, she guessed that she was right. "I have something to say to you. This distance is close enough." Before Loli Luo could finish her words, her chin was pinched by a pair of slender fingers. She could feel a sense of danger in its entirety. "Little uncle, I said that I was resting at home, but I ran out. Did you think that I was talking nonsense?" Gu Linshin narrowed his dark eyes and looked slightly scary. Luo Luoli immediately remembered what she had done today. She had long forgotten about it. The fact that Gu Linshin still remembered made Luo Luoli a little nervous. She immediately explained, "Little uncle, didn't I already call you to tell you? You call that telling me? I'll tell you eventually. What about acting first and reporting later? That was also considered a promise. You're quite bold to go against my wishes. Then you'll have to follow me to the office every day." Gu Linshin demanded firmly. Luo Luoli was stunned. How what? I don't want to. I'll be very tired. Besides, I'm very tired today. I slept the whole afternoon. You can sleep in the office too. That's different. At that time, the people in your company will think that I follow you every day and even sleep in your lounge like a little lover. Luo Luoli said gloomily. "You are my little lover." "I don't want to." Before Luo Luoli could finish her sentence, her small mouth was blocked, and her heart almost stopped beating. She came back to her senses and wanted to refuse, but the hand holding her chin was so strong that she couldn't break free. She could only let Gu Linchen kiss her wantonly, not letting go of any corner. After the kiss, Gu Linchen let go of her slightly. His breathing was a little rough, but lowly Luo couldn't take it. She was panting heavily. "You're not allowed to say no," Gu Linchen said hoarsely. Luo Luoli's bright eyes were misty from the passionate kiss, sparkling, confused, innocent, and cute. Gu Linchen stared at her with his dark eyes. After enough oxygen was restored to her brain, Luo Luoli grabbed her chin to free her chin. She felt that Gu Linchen was a little scary after every kiss. It was the kind of fear one felt when walking in the forest and suddenly meeting a wolf, as if she could become his meal at any time. "Little uncle, I have something to say." Was it really her failure that she couldn't say it out loud? "I'm listening." Gu Linchen's dark eyes were very dark. "I gave my mother money, 100,000 yuan. But that's the money I earned from the royalties I gave her. The money you gave me is still with me. Little uncle, will you be unhappy?" "No, really?" Luo Luoli asked happily. Gu Linchen's lips twitched slightly. "What's mine is yours. You can give it to me however you want. Then I still have to work hard to earn money to buy a house for my mother. What do you think?" "Very good. I knew that little uncle is the best. Is it only at times like this?" Gu Linchen looked at her excited expression and asked eagerly. "No, there are other times when it's also very good." Luo Luoli was a little embarrassed to say the truth. Although Gu Linchen was domineering and willful, he was really good to her. At least, no one had ever treated her the way Gu Linchen treated her. The next morning, Luo Luoli was still sleeping soundly when the headlines went online. The developed internet could definitely ferment a matter to an unimaginable degree, especially when there was someone behind this matter. It was hard to miss something. Lin Xiangting went to the Gu Corporation alone. As the daughter of the Lin family, no one dared to stop her. However, Gu Linchen was busy, so his secretary only asked her to wait in the office. She didn't say anything. Anyway, she had a purpose for coming, so she wasn't in a hurry. Chapter 1006. Gu Linchen's face was cold and gloomy. The secretary felt that she had said something wrong and was slightly nervous. Gu Linchen said nothing and entered the office. Lin Xiangting saw him and stood up with a smile on her face. "Linchen, are you done? Are you here for business?" Gu Linchen didn't look at her. He walked to his desk and lit a cigarette. "It's private." Gu Linchen's face was cold and emotionless. "I know it's rude of me to come here, but I have something important to discuss with you. I think you'll be grateful that I'm here," Lin Xiangting said as she opened the news on her phone and showed it to Gu Linchen. Gu Linchen's eyes landed on the phone screen. His face was expressionless. The female leading the news was Luo Luoli. She was holding hands with a man whose back was facing her. She had a happy smile on her face, as if she had seen her lover. Anyone who wasn't blind could tell that there was something going on between them. "I saw this by accident and took a picture. Luo Luoli is not a good girl. She's betraying you. So you let this go on the internet?" Gu Linchen's face was almost unreadable in the dark. "Shouldn't I? This kind of girl should be condemned by everyone. Linchen, you've been so good to her, but this is how she treats you. I feel bad for you. How on earth did she do it? If it were me, it's okay." "What? It's okay? What do you mean? You don't care? No matter what she does, she's my woman. My only woman." Gu Linchen looked at Lin Xiangting gloomily. He put out his unfinished cigarette in the ashtray on the table and turned to sit down. "If there's nothing else, get out." Lin Xiangting couldn't believe it. "Linchen, this girl who's flirting with another man is your wife. You really don't care about this for her?" "I don't care," Gu Linchen said firmly. Lin Xiangting walks out of Gu's. After getting in the car, she doesn't start the car for a long time. She still hadn't recovered from Gu Linchen's reply. Any man would go crazy with jealousy when his wife cheated on him. Not to mention Gu Linchen, who is the most powerful man in the world. How could he allow such a thing to happen without any reaction? Indeed, there was no reaction at all. At least, Lin Xiangting couldn't tell. But thinking about it, Gu Linxin was the kind of person who hid his emotions well. Perhaps she didn't see through him? This was very likely. After all, this kind of thing was very embarrassing. What if Gu Linxin was furious after she left? For some reason, Lin Xiaoning wanted to go back and take a look. With that thought in mind, she opened the car door and walked towards Gu Linxin's office. When he arrived at the door of the office, he didn't hear any movement inside. The secretary saw Lin Xiaoning sneaking around from afar. She walked over and was about to ask when Lin Xiaoning entered the office without knocking. The secretary's face turned pale with fright. It was bad luck to enter Gu Linxin's office without knocking. This crazy woman didn't want to implicate him. Gu Linxin's brows were tightly knitted. The sinister look on his face was terrifying. "Young Master Gu, I didn't stop her," the secretary said fearfully. "Do you want to die?" Gu Linxin's gaze shot towards Lin Xiaoning like an arrow. Lin Xiaoning was shocked. She looked at Gu Linxin, who was sitting at the back of the office with a sinister look on his face. She came back to her senses and said hurriedly, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I thought I left my phone here. I won't disturb you anymore." With that, she turned and left. The secretary stood there and closed the door. Lin Xiaoning, who had hurried back to the car, saw clearly this time. Gu Linxin didn't show any signs of anger after she left. He was angry because she had entered the office without his permission. Did he really not care about Luo Luoli's betrayal? No, she didn't believe it. Gu Linxin must have hidden it too well. He didn't want to show his anger in the office. He wanted to settle the score with Luo Luoli when he got back. Lin Xiaoning comforted herself and convinced herself. But at the same time, she wouldn't let this matter happen for no reason. She still wanted to tell old Master Gu and let him see this daughter-in-law in a different light. Then, she would force Gu Linxin to divorce her. For the older generation, this kind of thing would be a disgrace to the family. They definitely couldn't accept it. As for the news on the internet, a professional like Tang Bao would definitely not miss it. She was shocked when she saw the photo posted on the internet. The photo hadn't been edited, but she could still see the face of the person in it. It was Luo Luoli. As for the man holding hands with Luo Luoli, it was naturally him. Then she read the comments below. There were really all kinds of comments. "She's so beautiful. Can I have her? You can have anything in this world, but you can't have an adulterous wife. I hate this kind of woman who thinks she's beautiful but goes around seducing men. She's not afraid of retribution. Look at her. She's a shameless vixen." Tang Bao knew a lot about the keyboard warriors on the internet. There was no such thing as the most vicious words, only more vicious. She even took a closer look at Luo Luoli's face in the photo. Fortunately, she hadn't hooked up with a famous celebrity. Otherwise, she would definitely be exposed. No one would know who she was in the photo with her back facing them. Moreover, from the analysis of the photo, the person who posted this matter on the internet was definitely not targeting her. Because if they were targeting her, why was her back view so clear, but Luo Luoli's face? She had to go to tea for lunch at noon, and she wasn't busy in the morning. Tang Bao remembered that she hadn't bought roses for 2 days, so she went to the rose flower shop. When the car stopped outside, Tang Bao didn't get out of bed immediately. She was thinking about something. This matter was naturally related to Chun Zhaodi. She didn't know if she had already left the flower shop. She shouldn't have, right? She didn't look like she was willing to leave D-City. Since she was still in D-City, she wouldn't be able to find another job so quickly. Therefore, Tang Bao felt that it was very likely that she was still working at the flower shop. But when she got out of the car and entered the shop, she only saw the lady boss working alone. Naturally, she didn't feel awkward when she saw Chun Zhaodi. She was just here to buy flowers and didn't care about anything else. "You're here. Are you still buying roses?" "Yes. I'll pick the freshest ones for you to bandage." Tang Bao looked around. "You're alone?" "Yes. Wang Zhaodi followed you to become a famous celebrity. I don't think I'll hire anyone for the time being. I'll just do it alone. We'll talk about it when I'm too busy." Chapter 1007. It seemed that Chun Zhaodi would not be working here. Also, Chun Zhaodi did not tell the lady boss that she could not be a superstar. That was why the lady boss said that. Tang Bao went back to tea after buying the flowers. When she entered Di Haoyan's office, she saw that he was sitting behind his desk and staring at the computer. When he saw her, he looked at her with a sharp gaze that seemed to pierce through Tang Bao's body. Tang Bao walked over to Di Haoyan with the flowers in her hands. She bent down and kissed Di Haoyan's thin lips. Di Haoyan looked at her with his dark eyes. "What's wrong? I'm not too late, am I? I mainly went to buy you flowers." Tang Bao was afraid that Di Haoyan would be angry, so she kissed him when she came in. In the past, this kind of initiative kiss was Di Haoyan's style. "That's all." Di Haoyan leaned back. His aura was even more dangerous and oppressive. Tang Bao thought for a while and asked, "Is there anything else?" Di Haoyan opened his phone and put it on the table. On the clear screen, there was a clear photo. It was a photo of Luo Lawley and her at the bathroom door. What's wrong? How dare you spread rumors about me?" Di Haoyan's face darkened. Tang Bao was a little surprised. "You could tell that it's me?" Her back was facing him. If she had not experienced it herself, she might not have been able to recognize her just by looking at her back. Di Haoyan's gaze turned even colder. Could he tell that she was strange? Even if the photo was not clear, he could tell that it was not her just by looking at her back. "Even if it's me, you shouldn't be angry, right? Luoli is a woman, not a man." Tang Bao could not understand Di Haoyan's anger. "You want a man? Not even a woman." Di Haoyan was so overbearing that Tang Bao found it inconceivable. Wasn't this jealousy a little too ridiculous? "If you want to talk, just talk. Why are you holding hands? I don't like you to have physical contact with anyone." "I'll go arrange the flowers first," Tang Bao said as he turned around to replace the flowers in the vase. "You have a problem with what I said?" Di Haoyan's voice was cold. "No, absolutely not," Tang Bao said with certainty as he changed the flowers. If she dared to reason with Di Haoyan in this regard, she would be the one to suffer in the end. It was not the first day she had met Di Haoyan. Her possessiveness came like a storm. But now, she had a deeper understanding. This possessiveness had gone beyond perverted and had become twisted bigotry. If she wanted to change Di Haoyan's deep-rooted paranoia, then she was dreaming. Pay attention to this kind of thing in the future. Got it. Tang Bao could only obey. He even had a cute smile on his face to appease her. Di Haoyan's appeasement was not bad. The gloomy expression on his face seemed to have improved. He felt that Di Haoyan was really hard to please. The king of D City was even scarier than the rumors said. On the other side, Luo Loli showed signs of waking up. When she was about to wake up, she liked to stretch before she opened her eyes. However, her whole body was sore from the stretching. The pain made her open her eyes. What she saw was her in Gu Linshan's big bedroom. She was the only one on the bed. She heard the silence of the bedroom. She looked at the alarm clock next to her. It was already past 11 o'clock. What should she do? She did not want to get up. She was very tired. She felt that she was about to be crippled by Gu Linshan. His stamina was too good. Now that she thought about it, she felt scared. Luoli blushed and buried her face in the pillow. The smell of Gu Linshan on the bed made her face even redder. However, she did not move her face away. She felt that it smelled good and could not help but move her nose closer. There was a knock on the door. Luo Luoli was so scared that she quickly moved away from Gu Linshan's pillow. Her face was completely red. Half of it was because she was scared. "Miss, are you awake?" The butler outside heard the sound just now. "I'm awake. What's the matter?" "It's time to eat." "Oh, got it." Luo Luoli did not hear the sound outside and heaved a sigh of relief. She softly curled up in the quilt. She thought about how the butler called her just now. Anyway, since she and Gu Linshan registered their marriage, he had always called her that. He did not change the way he called her. Since they were married, why not change it? It felt like Gu Linshan was the one raising her, not his wife. Luo Luoli sighed. Why did she have to worry about this kind of thing? Actually, it was quite good like this. It was better to get up and eat. After washing up, Luo Luoli took her phone downstairs and looked at it. This was her habit. "Miss, be careful not to fall." Young Master Gu does not allow you to look at your phone while walking down the stairs. The butler reminded her. I know. I'm holding the handrail with one hand. Before Luo Luoli could finish her words, she saw the news that surprised me. In several photos, she was talking to Tang Bao and smiling because they looked alike. I looked at the content. What was it about a married woman having an ambiguous relationship with a man outside and being suspected of having an affair? What the hell? She had an affair? Who would do this? This man was obviously Tang Bao. However, in every photo, Tang Bao's back was facing her. She was also a man dressed as a woman, so others would definitely think that she was a man. Luo Luoli thought of something and was shocked. She quickly dialed a number. The butler saw Luo Luoli's shocked expression at the bottom of the stairs. Miss, what happened? Do you need help? No need. As soon as the call went through, Luo Luoli immediately said, Little uncle, did you see the news online? I saw it. Don't believe what they say online. Are you trying to explain it to me? Did I mistreat you? Is that why you want to find another man? No, I definitely didn't. Luo Luoli said nervously. That man is Tang Bao. Little uncle, you didn't tell me that Tang Gu is Tang Bao. So after I found out that day, I had dinner with Tang Bao and we talked in the bathroom. I don't know why someone took a photo of us. After she came back, she didn't even have time to ask Gu Linshin why he hid it from her. Now, she was the one who got into trouble. Really? How would I know if she's Tang Bao or not? I didn't see her face. This isn't a deliberate excuse, right? Gu Linshin leaned back in his seat leisurely with a faint smile on his lips. He didn't look unhappy at all. Instead, he looked very amused. How about this? Can I look for Tang Bao? You should believe what she said, right? Luo Luoli said helplessly. Chapter 1008. Luo Luoli panicked. Then what do I have to do to make you believe me? How could she do such a thing? She would never do it, even if she was beaten to death. You don't have to explain to me. From now on, you have to listen to everything I say. You have to tell me 3 days in advance where you are going. Also, when we are in bed, you can't go back on my word. Why? Do you have a problem with that? Gu Linshin raised his voice slightly. No. What I want to say is that every time you say 1, I never say 2. Luo Luoli blushed and said softly. She even covered the phone receiver, afraid that someone would hear Gu Linshin's embarrassing words. Actually, at that time, all she could do was cry out and not say a word. That's for the best. I have to tell you 3 days in advance. What if I forget? Then you don't have to go. Okay. Luo Luoli felt wronged. This was clearly a non-existent matter, yet she had to sign such an unfair agreement. Was there anyone more pitiful than her? But for some reason, she felt that Gu Linshin's request was already unprecedentedly agreeable. Did he change his temperament? Why did she not believe it? Have you eaten? Gu Linshin asked. I'm about to eat. Are you calling me while standing on the stairs? Gu Linshin asked calmly. Luo Luoli looked down at her situation and quickly went down the stairs before answering. No, I called you from the bottom of the stairs. If she admitted it, wouldn't she be admitting that she was playing with her phone while going down the stairs? He wouldn't believe her if she said that she was just holding her phone and didn't look at it. She had called Gu Linshin the moment she saw the news. Butler, are you treating me as if I don't exist? Gu Linshin didn't need to verify. He knew that Luo Luoli was lying. His sharp senses allowed him to hear her going down the stairs. Go and eat. Okay. After Gu Linshin hung up, another call came in. In fact, he had already received a notification when he called Luo Luoli, but he didn't care. He would not hang up on Luo Luoli because of another call. No matter what, he had to finish the call before it was anyone else's turn. This person was none other than Old Master Gu. Gu Linshin looked at the caller ID and answered the call. What's the matter? His tone could be said to be indifferent. Are the things on the internet real? Old Master Gu's question came through. Gu Linshin did not answer the call, but he knew it was about this. Can't you even handle your own affairs? The people who came to the birthday party last time all knew Luo Luoli. So what if I know him? I didn't say anything, so everyone else should shut up. Gu Linshin said coldly. Besides, the others don't know about me and Loli. Even if they don't know, the others know that she's my granddaughter. The rumors on the internet are so ugly. They even said that she's a married woman. Do you still want the Gu family's face? Since when do you care about what others think? Can't you just pretend that you didn't see this kind of thing? You don't care? You don't have to care about my affairs. Yes, if I wasn't your father, I wouldn't care about you. Then you can cut off all ties with me. I won't stop you. You, how dare you? It's not the first day that I'm being presumptuous. There's no need to ruin our father-son relationship by telling me about this kind of thing. What do you think? Gu Linshin sneered. His eyes were cold. You think this is a small matter? Luo Luoli appeared on the internet with another man. I already saw it. I don't need you to repeat it. You're pissing me off. Don't listen to what others say. It won't do you any good. Also, don't call Luo Meiwan. I'm not a soft-hearted person. You know this best. The flesh on old Master Gu's face trembled with anger. He couldn't say anything. On the other end, Gu Linshin hung up the phone. Old Master Gu was so angry that he wanted to smash his phone. His only son. He had given birth to such a son. If he had known, he would have given birth to another one. This was simply asking for his life. He was still upset that Luo Luoli and Gu Linshin had gotten their marriage certificate. Not to mention that he had been involved in such an immoral thing. What kind of good things could a person like Luo Meiwan teach? He really wanted to teach Gu Linshin a lesson. However, Gu Linshin seemed to be able to see through his thoughts and killed his thoughts. Yes, he knew his son very well. He had a smarter and shrewder mind than others, but he used it against him. How could he not be angry? Lan Wanru didn't know much about the internet, but ever since she found out about Tang Gu in the entertainment industry, she would check it from time to time. Today, when she saw the news on her phone, she immediately paid attention to it, because it was about a woman cheating. She didn't know about Luo Luoli, but what caught her attention was the man's back. He looked a little familiar. Or was she mistaken? Just as she was holding her phone and thinking, a voice came from the side. Tang Gu. Lan Wanru was stunned. When she saw Di Junbai, who was passing by but stopped, her mind suddenly lit up. That's right. Wasn't this Tang Gu? No wonder she found him familiar. Now that she took a closer look, who else could it be but him? Tang Gu is interested in women? Lan Wanru seemed to be very confused. She thought that Tang Gu only liked men. She never thought about that at all. Isn't it normal for men to be interested in women? Di Junbai asked in return. But Tang Gu is a pervert. I thought he only liked men. I didn't expect him to be with women. Lan Wanru couldn't continue. Anyway, she couldn't accept Tang Ji's character from the beginning. Now, she felt that his character was even worse. I don't understand. Brother Hao Ian is involved with such a person, and now it's on the internet. I know, Brother Hao Ian likes her face. Therefore, she asked Chun Zhaodi to do plastic surgery to look like Tang Bao. Chun Zhaodi definitely had a chance of winning. After all, men still liked women. That was the only way. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? It says that he hooked up with a married woman. It's obvious. Di Junbai's eyes narrowed slightly. He didn't say anything and sat down on the sofa next to him. What are you talking about? Junbai, you have to pick up bowling soon, right? Don't be picked up again. I don't know what's wrong with that family. Always picking up bowling. Liu Huai came down from upstairs, limping and complaining about the castle. Chapter 1009. Recently, he had been picking her up personally. Liu Huai was slightly relieved when she saw that he had gone to pick her up. She couldn't understand why her own grandson had a fight with someone else. There was no justice in this world. She turned around and saw Lan Wanru staring at his phone in a daze. She couldn't help but say, "Don't keep staring at your phone. Be careful not to hurt your eyes." "I know. What are you looking at?" "I just heard you talking to Junbai about seducing a married woman." "Who seduced her? Could it be Junbai?" Liu Huai was shocked by her own thoughts. Lan Wanru laughed. "How could brother do such a thing?" "That's true. I live a pure and simple life all day long. I don't even know when I'll find a wife. If it weren't for my grandson, I'd be worried to death." Liu Huai shook her head and sighed. She thought of something and asked, "You haven't said who seduced who?" "It's the one in the castle." He posted intimate photos of himself with a married woman online. Look here. Lan Wanru handed his phone to Li Yuhuai and pointed it out to her. It's true. This woman doesn't look old, and she's very pretty. Why would she do such a thing? Look at this man. You haven't seen him before, but I know very well that this is Brother Hao Yan's man. What? This is him? Li Yuhuai was shocked. Yeah, that's him. Oh my God. Is there a scandal at the castle all day long? It's bad enough that Di Hao Yan went against the law to find a man, but this man even went behind Di Hao Yan's back to find a woman? This is so funny. Li Yuhuai laughed so hard that she slapped her thigh. I think Di Hao Yan forced this man. I don't think a man would be willing to submit to another man. He must have been forced. Lan Wanru felt uncomfortable when he heard this, but he didn't show it on his face. I don't think that's the case. You know Brother Hao Yan's status. He can have any woman he wants. Moreover, those women were trying their best to pounce on him, hoping to get Brother Hao Yan's attention. Men were even less strange. Tanga might not like men, but he would do anything for money. I've heard that some men would do anything for money. It's so disgusting that we can't imagine it at all. What you said is not wrong. Li Yuhuai expressed that it was possible. This man is definitely no exception. He's willing to do anything for money. Now that something like this had happened, he probably couldn't hold it in any longer. However, he didn't expect that this was a society with a developed network. If he was unlucky, it would be announced to the world. I think he must be in a hurry to make up for it. Otherwise, Brother Hao Yan would definitely not let him off. I'll definitely tell Yu Songhuan about such an embarrassing thing. I can't let her be idle. I have to pray more to prevent more embarrassing things from happening in the future, Li Yuhuai said as she turned around to call Yu Songhuan's bungalow. As soon as the call was picked up, she said, "Hello, is this Aunt Wang? I haven't called you in a long time. I really want to see you, but I can't even enter the bungalow. Second Madam has a leg injury now. It's better for her to stay at home and not run around." Li Yuhuai was angry when she heard this. Who was the culprit that caused her leg to end up like this? It's your son, Di Hao Yan. However, she didn't call to be bullied. She held back her anger and said, "Sister-in-law is still the best. You care so much about me. So, since I can't go, I can only tell you some intimate things over the phone. I wonder if you've seen the news? Isn't Tang Ge from the entertainment industry? Let me tell you, he's on the news. The content is that he seduced a married woman. Oh my God, the photos are out. It's clear. He is Hao Yan. This can't happen. I don't think we should have a man like him. You should tell sister-in-law to be careful. You can't just let your son do everything, right? If the D family is implicated, the ancestors of the D family will have to crawl out of their graves. Second Madam, I have to go. If there's nothing else, I'll hang up." Aunt Wang hung up the phone. She looked at Yu Songhuan, who was drinking tea. "It's Second Madam. I heard it. It can't be anything good. When we were young after marrying into the D family, she was already talkative. Now that she's old, she's even more talkative. What did she say this time?" "She's talking about young Madam. This Tang Bao is really something. I have to hear about her every few days. It gives me a headache. Old Madam, you won't have a headache after I finish." Second Madam said that Tang Ge seduced a married woman and even made a fuss. Seduced a married woman? Yes, a married woman. Aunt Wang was afraid that Yu Songhuan would think that she was a married woman, so she deliberately repeated it. What kind of seduction is this? Tang Ge is the Tang Bao. It's normal for him to be close to a woman. Yes, that's because Second Madam and the others don't know. That's why they immediately called when they heard the news. They just want to humiliate her. This matter definitely isn't simple, Yu Songhuan thought. Aunt Wang immediately advised, no matter how difficult it is, with young master around, what can't be solved? Old Madam, you don't have to worry. I want to worry, but will he give me the chance? It's not like I can't tell that he's biased towards Tang Bao, Yu Songhuan said angrily. I think the young master is afraid that you'll be worried, so he doesn't want you to worry about it. I can see how filial the young master is. Yu Songhuan felt comfortable when he heard this. He more or less understood his son. The supercar sped along the luxury street and stopped in front of a clothing store. It was Meng Shi who walked out. He handsomely handed the car keys in his hand to the doorman and went in. Tang Bao, who was drinking tea inside, looked up and saw Meng Shi walking in with an imposing appearance. His slender and perfectly proportioned figure and cold, handsome face immediately made the salesperson in the store blush. "It's Meng Shi, it's really Meng Shi. What should I do? My heart is beating so fast. Can I go up and ask him for an autograph?" In the eyes of others, Meng Shi was so handsome that it angered both humans and gods. But as soon as he sat down, Tang Bao felt a little dispirited. Tang Bao looked at the door. "What's wrong with you? You didn't come with Chengju? Why should I come with her? It's not like she doesn't know him." Meng Shi pursed his lips and said. Tang Bao remembered that Xiao Ding told her that Meng Shi knew about Di Haoyan's identity, but Meng Shi didn't ask, so she pretended not to know. Meng Shi looked at Tang Bao from time to time, as if he wanted to see flowers on her face. Chapter 10:10. Meng Shi was used to it, but when Tang Bao said this, he still became sensitive. "Do you not care about my performance? What do you mean? You're pushing me into a wolf's den." Tang Bao only found it funny. "How did it become a wolf's den just because I asked you to try on clothes? Stop fooling around and go try it on. Let me see how it goes." When Meng Shi thought of wearing it for Tang Bao, he became energetic. He stood up and followed the salesperson to try on the clothes. As soon as Meng Shi went in, Chengju came. "Brother Tang, I'm late." "You're not late." Meng Shi just wanted to try on the clothes. "Follow the salesperson." "Okay." Chengju also went to try on the clothes. Tang Bao waited outside while drinking tea. Not long after, Meng Shi came out. He was wearing a black tailored fashionable suit. It was less retro, and the lines were very sexy. When he came out, it felt like the store was lit up. "Does it fit?" Tang Bao asked. "It fits quite well." As Meng Shi spoke, he jumped in front of Tang Bao with a strange glow on his face. "Good, how did you know my size? When did you know such a private matter?" "How did I know? Is it difficult? As my artists, don't tell me that you don't even know this little bit. How can you be your manager?" Tang Bao said, unperturbed. "Is that so? That's also a private matter." "That's the truth." Meng Shi insisted. Tang Bao raised his eyebrows. "Whatever you say." Meng Shi moved his face forward again. "Tangu, there's something I want to tell you." "What bad things did you do? Why do you always want me to do bad things?" Meng Shi met Tang Bao's gaze and said in a compromising tone, "Okay, I was indeed a little arrogant in the past." Tang Bao thought to himself, "What do you mean by a little arrogant in the past?" He was very arrogant, okay? But fortunately, he still knew how to restrain himself, although the effect was not particularly great. "But since I became your artist, I've changed a lot. What do you want to confess to me?" "You haven't told me yet," Tang Bao reminded him. "It's about my first love. Actually, that girl wasn't my first love. I just fell in love with her at first sight. I think she also fell in love with me at first sight. Otherwise, which girl wouldn't like a man like me? Look behind me." As Meng Shi spoke, he winked at the salespeople behind him. The shop assistant was so happy that she almost fainted. Meng Shi turned to look at Tang Bao and said confidently, "Isn't it?" Tang Bao indicated that he did not want to talk. Was there a need for Meng Shi to explain the situation at that time? However, Meng Shi had always said that she was his first love. This was the first time he was forced to deny it. "What exactly do you want to tell me?" Tang Bao asked. "What I'm trying to say is that if that girl appears again, I'll know who to choose. It's just that the girl's figure kept lingering in my mind. Perhaps there's a good saying, what you can't have is the best." "I'm definitely thinking that now," Tang Bao thought. "You won't have a chance even if you appear again because I'm her." Chengju came out in a gown from behind. Tang Bao's eyes lit up and he said to Meng Shi, "Turn around." Meng Shi turned around and saw Chengju. He was slightly stunned and then said, "At least you look human." Tang Bao was speechless. Chengju indicated that she was immune to his words. "Brother Tang, is it okay?" "Very beautiful. You made my eyes light up." Tang Bao smiled and nodded. The waist of Chengju's gown had been treated, which made her waist look even slimmer. The color was slightly light, which complemented her milky white skin. Her hair was draped over her shoulders, making her slender neck faintly visible, giving her a sense of nobility. After Meng, she looked at Qingju. He seemed to have thought of something. He frowned and looked at Tang Bao. I heard that you found a newcomer 2 days ago. Yeah. Then I realized that the newcomer wasn't suitable, so I didn't sign her, Tang Bao said. Even if she's suitable, you can't sign her. Meng, she said like a tyrant. Why can't you sign her? Tang Bao glanced at him, indicating that he didn't understand. Do you know how difficult it was for me to accept Qingju? I've already done my best to let her share your love for me. Now that there's a newcomer, if she dares to get close to you, I'll break her legs the next day. Qingju, who had been doted on, fell silent. You don't have to think too much about this, Tang Bao said. Then you won't find another newcomer in the future? Is this for me? Meng Shi's eyes were sparkling. What I mean is, you don't have to think too much about it. I'll definitely find another artist. When Tang Bao said this, Meng Shi instantly became listless like a frosted eggplant. Tang Bao ignored him. He stood up and walked to Qingju. He looked her up and down and then said to the salesperson, Let's settle the bill. Then he went to settle the bill. Qingju was stunned for a moment and asked, Brother Tang, aren't these clothes ours? Why do we need you to pay for them? Song, just buy it for me. Qingju can pay for it out of her own pocket. Meng Shi walked forward and put a hand on Qingju's shoulder. It was as if Qingju was an armrest that he could lean on. Qingju tried to shake him off, but failed. She frowned and ignored him. Tang Bao turned around and glanced at them. This is my gift to you. If you feel bad about it, you can earn more money from me. Qingju had no objections. She smiled and nodded. Meng, she protested. You're enslaving me. Then he changed his tone and said shyly, But I like being enslaved by you. Tang Bao chose to ignore him. However, the salesperson beside them looked like she was heartbroken. Even the female salesperson who went to settle the bill could not move. Only when Tang Bao reminded her did she come back to her senses. This was Meng Shi's charm. It was no wonder that he used to be such a playboy. This woman did not even need to be seduced by his gaze to look at him. Noticing the passers-by outside who kept taking photos inside, Tang Bao was worried that it would cause a traffic jam. So he said to them, Hurry up and change your clothes and leave. Meng Shi took a look outside and simply carried Qingju inside. He did not want to be surrounded by people either. Although he should be used to it as a celebrity, Tang Gu was still around. He did not want Tang Gu to be surrounded too. He would not care about scolding passers-by in broad daylight. This precedent had been set a long time ago. Meng Shi and Qingju left first, followed by Tang Bao. Just as he was about to get into the car, Ah, what a coincidence. You came to this street to buy clothes too? At this moment, there were no longer any fans of Meng Shi and Qingju at the scene. It suddenly became empty, and they saw Lan Wanru at a glance. Tang Bao felt that although this woman's body was not good, her ability to linger around was perfect. Chapter 10:11. Is this something that I can control? I'm also here to buy clothes. Do you think I'll follow you? Lan Wanru asked, amused. Tang Bao thought to himself, that's not necessarily true. Once or twice is a coincidence, but won't be in the future. Since it's a coincidence, then you probably didn't prepare anything to say to me. Besides, our relationship isn't that good. Tang Bao turned around and was about to get into the car. Although we're not on good terms, I can often see you online. Tang Gu, I can't tell that you're interested in women. Do you even have a man's function? Lan Wanru mocked. Tang Bao knew what Lan Wanru meant by seeing her online. As if he had heard something incredible, he turned around and looked at her. Lan Wanru, everyone says that you're gentle and graceful, a lady from a respectable family. Why are your words so crude? You, what do you mean by a man's function? You seem to be very curious about my man's function. How about this? Tang Bao looked into the distance. There's a public restroom over there. Let's go there and study my man's function. Wasn't he just flirting with Lan Wanru? Lan Wanru was so angry that her face turned pale. How can I go to a public restroom with a man like you? Why not? I still think that you're interested in me. Tang Bao said this on purpose, knowing that Lan Wanru wouldn't dare to do it. Lan Wanru didn't want to talk about the man's function with her, so she said with certainty, "You're really interested in women?" "Of course. I'm a man, so naturally, I like women more. I've never tried a woman like you. After all, I don't like women who are half dead." You, how can Brother Hao Ian tolerate a man like you? You're not even qualified to be drowned in a pig cage." Lan Wanru was so angry that her whole body was shaking. "Drown in a pig cage? I want to, but Brother Hao Ian can't bear to do it." When he saw the rumors online, although he scolded me, he still chose to believe me in the end. Reluctant? I think you're puffing yourself up at your own cost. Is it because Brother Hao Ian told you to get lost, so you played tricks and continued to stay by his side? I think that must be the case. Lan Wanru could only accept his own explanation. "That's also my ability." Tang Bao smiled faintly. Lan Wanru was furious that Tang Bao had gained the upper hand, but when he thought of her next plan, his mood immediately improved. "Tangu, keep that smug look on your face. I really want to know how long you can keep it up. Then why don't we wait and see?" Tang Bao said with a fearless smile. After that, he got into the car. The car left the women's clothing store. Tang Bao sat in the back seat and suddenly felt that Lan Wanru was really pitiful. Perhaps there was something hateful about a pitiful person. "I don't understand. It's clearly not something you should have. So why do you have to be so decisive?" No matter how hard she tried, it was impossible for Di Hao Ian and Lan Wanru to have anything to do with each other. Lan Wanru didn't accept the fact that she was married to Di Hao Ian from the beginning. Until now, he was still pestering her. To be honest, Tang Bao also admired this kind of woman. But at the same time, he also felt that she was terrifyingly stubborn. Her mind was definitely twisted. She had just returned to tea. Yes, now that she was in tea, she definitely spent more time in tea than in the studio. If there was anything, they would look for her. They knew that she was in tea and wouldn't go anywhere else. There were rumors in the studio that she had an affair with Tea's young master. No, several affairs. Not only that, but she was also a strict housewife. Tang Bao was very unhappy with such rumors. Why was she a strict housewife? Was she not a henpecked husband? Tang Bao thought about it silently in his heart. He felt that his employee was right. Sigh, she had fallen. Perhaps she had fallen a long time ago. From the moment she first saw Di Hao Ian, the office door was pushed open. Tang Bao's expression froze when she saw Di Hao Ian sitting behind the desk and handling work. The secretary was also there, talking about something, and she just came in without knocking. Tang Bao thought to herself, this is really a bad habit. Seeing the secretary looking at her in shock, Tang Bao immediately smiled and said, "I'll start over." As he said that, he was about to leave when he knocked on the door and entered. "Start over for what? Come in." Di Hao Ian looked at Tang Bao sternly. Seeing that Di Hao Ian had given the order, Tang Bao had no choice but to go in and close the door. Actually, she had such a bad habit usually. It was just that the secretary wasn't inside at that time, so she didn't realize it. Was it too late to change now? Didn't he see the secretary's shocked face? Most importantly, Di Hao Ian was still helping the tyrant and making the best of her mistake. As soon as Tang Bao went in, the secretary was chased away by Di Hao Ian. Tang Bao was about to find the sofa to sit down when he heard Di Hao Ian say, "Have you seen Lan Wanru?" Tang Bao paused in his action of sitting down. He didn't need to think to know that it was the chauffeur who told him about it. He reported it so quickly. "I saw her. She misses you dearly, so there's nothing you can do about it. I think she's just thinking about you pitifully. Why don't?" Tang Bao met Di Hao Ian's cold eyes and stopped talking. He touched his nose and said, "I'll go get some water." He stood up and was about to leave. "Drink mine." Di Hao Ian pushed the cup in front of him. Tang Bao looked over and saw that it was Di Hao Ian's cup. He couldn't help but hesitate. "There's no need, right? That's your cup." "Oh, you've already eaten my saliva. What's wrong with the cup?" When Tang Bao heard this, he felt that it was necessary to correct him. "You're the one who ate my saliva. We ate each other." Tang Bao used drinking water as an excuse. He could not drink it now. Wouldn't that be giving Di Hao Ian a chance to talk about it? Hence, He went forward to take the cup and pressed his lips against the edge of the cup. He wondered if he had touched the spot where Di Hao Ian drank water. He felt a little embarrassed when he thought about it. "What did she say to you?" Di Hao Ian asked. "It's a cliché. She saw the news on the internet saying that I betrayed you. She asked me why you fell in love with a man like me. She's fighting for justice for you," Tang Bao said as he held the cup. Di Hao Ian put his arm around her waist and let her sit on his firm thighs. Tang Bao held the cup in his hand and didn't dare to struggle. He was afraid that the water would spill out. She was a little concerned that this was an office. Di Hao Ian didn't care. It didn't matter if she couldn't. "Someone will come in." Tang Bao glared at him unhappily. Even if she knew that she was a woman, she could not bear to be stared at with that kind of thought. "What are you afraid of? Lan Wanru already said that I'm not good enough for you. If others say that, they'll say that I'm a demoness who brings disaster to the country." Chapter 10:12. Tang Bao's face turned hot and red when he heard these words that were filled with love and adoration. The gossip online didn't stir up much of a storm, and soon it was quiet again. Such an outcome was unacceptable to those who had ill intentions and wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to suppress them. Why were the unlucky ones still alive and well? Even complacent? What was the reason? Was their love so deep that they were willing to abandon their principles? They couldn't figure out what was going on. Wan Malay usually lived with her parents. As for Heju's villa, she rarely went there. Heju didn't usually live at home, so she didn't go. It was a big house, and it would be empty if she lived alone. What's more, the two of them had just had a breakthrough. If she went there, would he think she had tasted the sweetness and want to go again? That was absolutely impossible. Wan Malay had tasted the sweetness and what it was like to be paralyzed. She felt Heju had been holding in for a long, long time. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so thirsty. Really, as the family of 3 ate, Wan Malay's mother asked, "Is Heju busy? When are you going to call him back for dinner?" "Mom, he just came over for dinner last week. Why is he here again?" Wan Malay thought. Was Heju's existence more important than her? Father Wan couldn't help but laugh. "Your mother is like a mother-in-law looking at son-in-law. The more she looks at him, the more she likes him. I like Heju. Don't you like him? Every time he comes over for dinner, he plays chess and drinks with you. I see you're so happy you can't close your mouth." Yes. I'm happy, but he has work. He can't always come here." Wan Malay ate with her head down and didn't comment. In the past, the conversation at the dinner table was always about her. It was about work when she would find a boyfriend, when she would go on a blind date. No matter what, it had always revolved around her. Now it had become Heju. Those who didn't know better would think that Heju was his biological daughter and that she was just an unloved daughter-in-law. "Why aren't you talking?" Wan Malay's mother was very dissatisfied with Wan Malay's silence and only gave her a slight push. Wan Malay had an innocent look on his face, as if he had no idea what they were talking about. Then he asked, "What do you want me to say?" "I told you that he's busy with work and can't come over to eat all the time. Otherwise, he'll be fired by his boss. How is he going to raise your daughter in the future?" Wan Malay thought that after she said this, Mother of Wan would agree with her. You shouldn't say things like that. Girls need to be independent, otherwise they'll look down on you. I'm not saying Heju looks down on you. He's not that kind of person. He just felt that this shouldn't be the case. Do you hear me? Wan Malay felt that her mother was definitely a modern woman. Parents would love nothing more than for their daughter to marry a rich man and be a young mistress at home. She wouldn't need to do any work. She was the exact opposite. Wan Malay didn't know if she was her biological daughter. For the first time, she had a deep suspicion. The sudden knock on the door saved Wan Malay from her predicament. She hurried to open the door. When she opened it, she saw an unfamiliar man in uniform standing in the doorway. In his hand was a small gift box. "Hello, are you Miss Wan Malay?" "Yes, I am." "What is it?" "This is your gift. Please sign here." "My gift? From who?" Wan Malay was surprised. How come she didn't know she'd get a gift? "Once you open it, you'll know who it is," the man said. Wan Malay took the gift box and watched as the man turned and left. Strange, who was so mysterious. She closed the door and walked back into the house. "What's this?" she asked. "I don't know. I'll go back to my room to take a look." Since she didn't know what it was outside, she wanted to go back to her room to take a look. What if it wasn't convenient for her parents to see it? However, the gift box was exquisite and heavy in her hands. It shouldn't be anything bad, right? Who would give something bad and make the gift box so beautiful? After returning to her room, she went outside and opened the gift box. She was instantly blinded by the gown in the gift box. Not only was there a gown, but there were also shoes and a set of jewelry. There was even a postcard on top of it. She opened it and saw a few words: Song Hong banquet gown. Hee-ju. Hee-ju was the one who gave it. Wan Malay couldn't be more shocked. She didn't even tell him in advance. How did he know that she needed a gown? Moreover, she didn't tell Hee-ju about it. There was only one possibility. He heard about it from somewhere else. Either Tang Bao said it, or he heard it from someone else. Wan Malay was still worried about where to buy a gown. She couldn't bear to buy something too expensive, but something too cheap wouldn't look good and wouldn't be presentable. Wan Malay took the gown out of the box. She was very careful, afraid that she would wrinkle it or ruin it. She tested it in front of the mirror. She felt that it looked good even before she wore it. If she wore it, wouldn't she be as beautiful as a fairy? It was the first time she wore such a beautiful gown, and it was even given by her boyfriend. It was incredible. Wan Malay wanted to see how much the gown cost, but she couldn't see the tag. It must have been cut off. In her opinion, this gown was definitely not cheap. It might even be very expensive. Otherwise, why would Hee-ju cut off the tag? He must have deliberately not let her see it. However, no matter how cheap or expensive the gown was, Wan Malay had a trace of sweetness in her heart. Yu Lian, Wan Malay, Luo Luoli, and Red 7 were all going to the banquet. They also contacted each other to look at the gowns, and then dragged the Tang Bao along. However, Red 7 said that they didn't have time to go. There were gowns at home, so they could go. Hence, the three of them went directly to Ibao's studio. Why didn't the three of them go to the Tang Bao on weekends? Why did they have to go to work on weekdays? Firstly, Yu Lian and Wan Mirai had settled down at work. That meant that they had free time to move around. This was where the leaders were more awesome. Secondly, the three of them were no longer single. They would never waste such an important time like the weekend. Although Luo Luoli was free to work, Gu Linshan was busy. However, no matter how busy Gu Linshan was, he would still accompany Luo Luoli on weekends. Hence, even if Luo Luoli wanted to go out on weekends, it would depend on whether Gu Linshan allowed it. The key this time was that Luo Luoli told Gu Linshan 3 days in advance. This was a rule set by Gu Linshan. Chapter 10:13. Sister Yu Miss Wan, screenwriter Luo. Xiaoding greeted them warmly. Yu Lianlian asked, "Where's President Tang?" Xiaoding smiled hesitantly. "President Tang is a little busy." "Busy?" Wan Malay looked at the time on the wall. "It's already 3 o'clock. What's she busy with?" It was because she knew that Tang Bao wouldn't be busy in the afternoon. Tang Bao also said that she would be very free in the afternoon, so she came at this time. Xiaoding smiled embarrassedly again. "President Tang is busy in tea." Yu Lianlian. Wan Malay. Luo Luoli. Xiaoding was very fond of Yu Lianlian. In front of her idol, she would never let her down, so she volunteered. "I'll call President Tang." Then she wanted to make the call. Luo Luoli asked Yu Lianlian and Wan Malay very seriously, "If we call Tang Bao, will the young master be angry?" Yu Lianlian and Wan Malay both nodded vigorously. "Then what should we do? We didn't know that Tang Bao would be in tea." Yu Lianlian looked at Wan Malay. "Didn't you say that Tang Bao must be bored out of his mind in the studio?" Wan Malay lowered his head like a child who had done something wrong. He looked especially innocent. "How would I know that it would be so unlucky?" After the call, Xiaoding came over to speak for her. "It's not a coincidence. President Tang is in tea every afternoon and not in the studio. So, it doesn't matter which day it is." The three of them were dumbfounded once again. Yu Lianlian came back to her senses. "Then how was your call just now?" Xiao Ding smiled and said, I'm sorry, I called twice, but no one picked up. Then I called T Secretarial Department, and the secretary kindly told me not to disturb President Tang and the young master at this time. Xiao Ding had a letter to contact the secretary in the Secretarial Department, but for some reason, she heard a tremor in the secretary's voice. Was it an illusion? So what do we do now? Luo Luoli asked. It wasn't easy for her to get out. She also had to report to Gu Linshen in advance. This was even more difficult than applying for leave from a proper job in a proper company. Call Heju. Yu Yinlian looked at Wan Malay. Wan Malay was shocked and pointed at himself. Why me? You can also call Vice President Zhou. His position is higher than Heju's. Why shouldn't it be you? You were the one who said that Tang Bao was in the studio. That's why we chose to believe you without any hesitation and came here. You, Lian said matter-of-factly. Wan Malay was speechless. Fine. She was the one who said it. She was really unlucky to have to call Heju under such great pressure. She took her phone and hid in a corner to call Heju. He'll be back soon. Looking at the expression on Wan Malay's face, it was clear that there was no hope. It's your turn to call, Yu Lian said to Luo Luoli. What? Me? Who should I call? I don't know the people around the young emperor. Luo Luoli was stunned for a moment. Your man, Yu Lian said. Man. Luo Luoli remembered who she was talking about and said uncertainly, their relationship isn't very good, right? In the entire imperial city, who doesn't know that the young emperor and young Master Gu are in cahoots? Yu Lian asked. Luo Luoli wanted to say that because of the Tang Bao incident, their relationship seemed to be not as good as before, right? But since they were already here, they had to give it a try. Thus, Luo Luoli called Gu Linshen. Hello, little uncle. Can you do me a favor? Tang Bao is at the young emperor's place now, and we can't contact him. Can you call the young emperor and ask him to tell Tang Bao that we're waiting for him in his studio? What's in it for me? A deep voice came through unceremoniously. When Luo Luoli heard this, she knew that something was wrong. She quickly ran out of the studio to answer the call and said embarrassedly, What do you want? You understand. Luo Luoli protested silently. She didn't want to understand at all, okay? However, she did understand. Why couldn't she be more idiotic? There was no benefit to being smart. What if I don't agree? Then there's nothing to say. I'm hanging up. Wait, I agree. I agree, okay? Luo Luoli compromised. How could she not agree at this time? If she didn't agree, those two people might ask her to make a second call. They might even question whether she had any weight in Gu Linshen's heart. Although she agreed, Luo Luoli wasn't stupid. She said, I agree, but not only do you have to call the young emperor, but you also have to ask the Tang Bao to come out and see us. Otherwise, I'll stay at my mother's place tonight. Gu Linshen's face darkened. When the time came, they would have to bargain and threaten him. Back then, when he was in the Middle East, who dared to threaten him? One look from him could make that group of people kill themselves. As for now, he just wanted to push this girl who threatened him down on the bed and ravage her. Wait. After Luo Luoli finished the call, she returned to the studio. Wan Malay asked, How was it? Did you manage to contact him? My little uncle told us to wait. Luo Luoli nodded. Yu Lian smiled in satisfaction. Wan Malay said regretfully, If I had known, I would have asked you to call young Master Gu. Then I wouldn't have needed to call Heju. Isn't it good to let you make more calls? But it'll increase your relationship. Wan Malay said. She didn't know what was wrong with her. When she was talking about other people's men, she was super thick-skinned, but when she was talking about herself, she wanted to shrink her face into her neck. Wan Malay's face heated up, but she didn't say anything. She ran to the side and sat down. After Gu Linshen finished the call with Luo Luoli, he called Di Hao Ian. But no one picked up. At this moment, Di Hao Ian's phone was almost 10 feet away from his lounge. It was on his desk, mixed with the high-class documents, so it wasn't too lonely. But the vibrations didn't stop. After making 2 calls, Gu Linshen hung up impatiently. It seemed that the phone was definitely not with Di Hao Ian. Even if he called someone else and asked them to inform Di Hao Ian, he didn't have the guts to do so. Give up? No. for the sake of tonight's sex. He couldn't let his little sweetheart down. Thus, young Master Gu picked up his jacket, put it on, and left the office. In the studio, the three of them chatted as they drank tea and waited. Yu Lianlian looked at the time. We have to wait half an hour just to make a call. They won't quarrel, right? Wang Malay asked with a bad feeling. I'm not sure, Luo Loli said. What kind of person was Di Haoyan? No one dared to provoke him. And Gu Linxin wasn't a pushover either. Will they really quarrel? You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.